Hello, neighbors. Welcome back to the neighborhood. I'm Squealer D, and I am back again. This time, we are back with part 3 of the Amy Maryon Mini Series. If you missed part 1 or 2, you can catch up in the Amy Maryon Mini Series playlist. Those 2 parts cover 6 full weeks of dinner for the Maryons, and we will cover another 3 full weeks today. Come along and help the neighborhood decide if Amy Maryon is a mega mama superstar here to bring positivity and food knowledge to her viewers, or a false idol trying to poison her family one repurposed meal at a time, all while filming and making money from their suffering.
Hey, Maddie and I are bringing Greg to the finer things in life.
Oh, Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A. He's like,
the finer things.
Do you want to go out to dinner? And he's like, or
yeah,
go get some food?
I want to take her
McDonald's?
to Ferrero Rocher
No.
to go eat.
Greg's brain is actually crumbling. What is he on about? He wants to take Amy to Ferrero Rocher instead of Chick-fil-A? What does that mean? Ferrero Rocher doesn't have a restaurant. The only remotely luxury food he could think of is a mass-produced candy that's available at every gas station in the country. Also, just a random Chick-fil-A meal for a family who doesn't eat out. She's just a Christian who uses the excuse, "but we don't eat out," to purchase and make horrible food for her family every single night at home.
What do we have? We have like a Mediterranean, there's some Thai food here, but...
Did she give us... I'm sorry.
What is the French food?
Hold on a second. They're totally... Did I not give enough? I was like, did we not give enough?
Honey, oh my goodness.
I was like, wait, why she handed me these coins?
That's so funny.
I was like, what do you...
That's weird. 25 more cents?
Five more.
Oh.
Sorry about that.
It's all good.
Miss Amy calculating the change.
She was counting the money and she like handed him. She's like, you count it. It's 53. And he's like, and they kept passing back. I'm like, can't they count 53 cents?
Leave it to a good Christian mega mama who preaches about being a positive encouragement to people every day to automatically assume that she is right and the lowly fast food worker can't count 53 cents.
I didn't count 53 cents. We paid with cash. No, we still can't decide on the pictures for the
but
wall.
like I had these things that I picked out for Amy.
They were great.
And she pretended to be excited and even carried them around the store for a little bit.
The entire store.
And then we get to a particular area in the store and she's like, you know, I really love all this stuff. But I particularly like these two. And she laid down the stuff that I picked out and just walked away.
Amy acts like she has good taste or something. Why can't Greg have any input on how the house is decorated? He picked the house out without Amy ever seeing it first, but he can't decorate? Her swollen eye is swollen from allergies that Greg said she would no longer have in Florida.
I just gotta film this. I shouldn't, but I am.
No.
Okay, he's doing really good. See, look, I got that in camera for you and everything. Is your eyeball swollen too?
You just forced me to hold my hernia back.
See?
Because it's on camera.
There we go.
Oh, is it camera time?
We got
Is it time for the camera now? You can't even move?
Look at we put on the roller thing. It's very nice. So now we can just roll it in.
Oh my gosh, that has got to be 300 pounds.
How do you think
Sounds like Greg has an umbilical hernia. So instead of getting treatment, he just sucks it in and wrestles down a slab of stone that needs at least 4 people to move, while Amy yaps and films. Peak brain dead behavior. Bro is going to end up with incarcerated intestines or a bowel obstruction. Greg's reverse before and after is actually wild. This is what happens to your body when you eat Amy's food: obesity and inflammation. Greg isn't going to make it to 60 on Amy's deep fried Miracle Whip nightmare diet. This lady is teaching people to destroy their family's health just like this every day. More frozen taquitos and trash for New Year's Eve. Yay!
Tell them about how I'm trying to bend over after eating holiday food.
Honey, you're doing great. Mike, you want another chicken tender? Just kidding.
I wonder if they're going to laugh maniacally like this when one of them has their first heart attack or stroke.
Let me help you
Will
hold
it
it.
fit?
Look at that, we got it in.
We did it! Oh my goodness, tell them about the trouble with the
The drawers.
drawers.
It's so loud when the kids are loud. The drawers weren't going. They were like, had a certain pattern and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
We got them. Good job.
Can I show them the picture over time?
Yes. That's going to look so nice.
Yeah. It's going to be so great.
Beautiful. Love it.
Yep. And did you tell them we're going to paint the walls and everything?
Yeah,
Did you color the walls?
Oh, yeah, they know.
No matter how much she likes to shoehorn Gregor into a video, I always get the vibe that he doesn't actually live here. Maybe it's just their fake relationship. Why doesn't he ever say something to the kids? He's trying to talk, Amy's trying to film, and the kids are reenacting horse birth. What the heck is wrong with this family? I would never film my children acting like this at nearly 12, 13, 14, and 15. Never. But it's all good for the Maryons. They'll all be graduated and working full-time low-wage jobs in the next couple years anyways. Amy graduates her kids at 16, so they have more time to work. And their coworkers and peers can come on YouTube and watch all of the videos their mother exploited them in over the years. Unlimited roasts for these kids when their coworkers see them lopping around in their kitchen in their pajamas every day, eating burnt, moldy food. It's going to be great for their self-esteem. Don't worry, though. God told Amy to do this to her children.
Looking good. Yeah, move. Wait, I didn't get that right. Go ahead.
Why would a Mega Mama Christian family channel want to promote alcoholism to not only her channel, but her young children? Maddie is 13 and Brooklyn is only 17, but she's got 2 glasses, one for her and one for Jethro, perhaps. In all seriousness, this is the sort of behavior that leads to 141,000 Americans dying from the effects of alcohol in an average year. And 1 in 10 Americans over the age of 12 to have alcohol use disorder. I know people are going to scream, but Squealer, this is just juice. Yeah, okay, but it's in a wine bottle and a wine glass. And the next step is real alcohol. And the next step is alcoholism. It's one thing when big corporations glorify things like alcoholism that literally accounts for 6% of global deaths. But when a Christian mega mama grooms her children for alcoholism on the internet, for the whole world to see, it is especially heinous. You don't have to agree with me if you don't want, but you don't see them making candy cigarettes anymore because it increased smoking in kids. Why would drinking from a wine bottle and wine glass be any different? Oh, good, they're having leftover frozen crap. They haven't had enough of that in the last 2 weeks, have they?
Thaw down a little bit. I have my silicone liners back, so I had these in the freezer all month. We finally used up all of our freezer breakfast stuff. I have them down to, I have a little bit of waffles that we'll use up for the next couple days and breakfast burritos, and then I have a thing of apple muffins. I think that's it. So that's good. So that lasted well over a month for sure. Okay.
She made all of these breakfast foods on November 28th, 5 weeks ago. It took her 9 hours to make them, which averages out to 25 minutes of breakfast prep every day for 5 weeks, and cost $170 for supplies, or less than $5 a day. And her kids didn't even like them. She is literally repurposing the yogurt granola cups into a smoothie. I bet that's going to be a winner. She had to keep reminding them and pressuring them to eat up the frozen lumps she kept putting into the refrigerator drawers. She could have saved time and her future relationship with her children by not trying to control every aspect of food in the house just for content for her failing channel. She has stated many times her kids like to cook their eggs, their pancakes, and such for breakfast. She could have bought the breakfast foods and let her kids cook fresh food when they were ready to eat it. She could do a lot for herself health-wise in the 25 minutes a day she would have saved, and her kids wouldn't have to eat obliterated eggs on super dry, 3 times cooked, baldy homemade biscuits. And they could gain much needed skills, cooking and feeding themselves. They still need to learn nutrition, even if Amy is a mega mama YouTuber.
Get out the food processor. And I've got bologna here. This is the ring bologna. And make a little bit of sandwich bread. It's very tiny, so it's not going to be a ton. Just peel off the skin. And then just kind of chunk it up, put it in here. This will be something we can use up for just a sandwich spread. I've got a little bit of chicken salad in there as well. So again, it's not very much. But we're using up fragments. I'm just going to throw my pickles right in here. We're going to do like 2 pickles.
Gross.
Okay, beautiful. So I've got a little bit of sandwich spread right here.
You can make any excuse you want. Flavor, I grew up with it, cost, whatever. But if you're eating ground up bologna on the regular, your health will suffer. Bologna is literally a carcinogen, and grinding it up allows you to eat more in a serving. Gross.
Ground beef, and you're going to add about 3/4 cup of seasoned breadcrumbs. So let's just kind of estimate. These aren't seasoned. I'm going to add a bunch of spices in here, so I'm going to add some. I've got this. I'm using up my spices too. This is a steak blend. Just kind of it's basically garlic and deliciousness, I'm sure.
Deliciousness.
And some onion powder. I'm sure there's onion in that other one, but the more the merrier. This is garlic too. There we go. And then you're going to add, it says beef bouillon. I guess I'll do beef bouillon. Just a teaspoon. Okay, so then you're going to add a 1/4 cup of mustard. So get your mustard and squeeze that in there. Okay, 1/4 cup mustard and a 1/4 cup of ketchup. There we go. And then is that it? And salt and pepper, but I know there's salt and pepper in there. And just mix that up.
Taste as you go goes right out the window when she just adds indiscriminate amounts of unknown seasonings into a pound of raw meat. Proper salting proportions for raw meats is about 3/4 to 1 teaspoon of kosher salt per pound. How many tablespoons of that salty bouillon and steak seasoning did she add to her pound of meat? Amy's just a mega mama vlogger. She isn't the salt world. How would she know how much salt her food actually needs?
We're going to mix this up and we're going to form it into patties and then we fry them, right? Yes.
She does not even know how these are going to taste. It's okay. It's good. It's great. It's delicious.
I'm going to put it in a casserole dish and then bake it in the oven, and I'll add it over egg noodles. So we're going to fry these up.
So she's going to fry them on the stove and then put them in a casserole dish in the oven on warm for the whole day. And then they go into the crock pot with the noodle slop for dinner this evening. Wow. By the time they have these things as leftovers tomorrow, they might have been cooked 5 times. Crazy.
I'm looking, what else do I got to do here? So I've got boxes on my counter. I want to open these. These are from Miss Barbara for my teenagers, and she always gives them good stuff. I'm going to say, I think it's a chopsticks. Ooh, those are pretty. They're porcelain. Nice, Miss Barbara. I'm going to wash those up. Those are good. She's so sweet. She's always taking care of my kiddos. Like being the grandma. I love it.
I love that some stranger spends their hard-earned money on my kids who won't even be in a video. Amy thinks Barb is stupid because Barb is stupid. Amy is a hack. She knows that anyone who thinks that she is doing anything on this platform except trying to ensure that her Google AdSense check is deposited on the 22nd has fallen for her lies. It's impossible to respect people and lie to them. I love how she just tossed the porcelain chopsticks in the sink like the trash that she sees them as.
I had a little piece of that hamburger. It is so good. I forget how delicious and tasting this is.
I forget how delicious and tasty this is. What is it tasting like, Amy? Bouillon?
It's a good dish. And then I'm going to add, it's going to be 2.5 cups of beef broth. I'm going to have to add my beef bouillon here with water to make like a beef broth here. I'm doing the same pan. How much to add? Taste it. And it's a little bit of Worcestershire, I'm looking, right? How do you say it? Oyster sauce? I say it wrong, but Worcestershire is how I'm going to say it. And then it's salt and pepper and 1 tablespoon of ketchup. So 2.5 cups of beef bouillon, and then add your salt and pepper. It's okay to have a little bit more gravy. What is it? How many tablespoons? 2 tablespoons.
Cannot see what she's doing anyway. She never shows what she's doing because it just looks like throw up anyway.
It's a cornstarch. Did it not come out of there? Okay, can you see anything here?
We can never see anything she does, ever. Does she care? Does she change it? Heck no.
This is just going to be temporary lid. So I'm just going to stir this in here. And this will be your nice gravy.
This gravy should be illegal. How do you make gravy and not use a single gravy ingredient? No flour, no butter, no stock. What? Plenty of sodium to add to the sodium meat though, right?
Let it come to a boil, then I'll pour it over top. Got some noodles boiling here. I'm gonna take that lid off. It's not the right lid. And then when that's done, I'm gonna open that up. I'm gonna put the noodles and just pour it on top, and then I'm gonna just cover, and that's gonna be dinner. It'll stay warm. The little triangle things, crescent rolls, they are cooking. Hold on.
She could edit out things like this and make her videos so much easier to watch for the viewer. But does Amy ever do anything for the viewer but the minimum amount required? Why would we want to watch her with her back to us for multiple minutes in the video? She is losing subs but can't figure out that it's because she treats her viewers with little to no respect when it comes to filming and editing.
Lunch, what I did is I heated up egg roll in a bowl right here. This was just, remember I threw it in the freezer? I just pulled these out of the freezer, and they don't have to do anything with them. They're delicious. So I'm eating this up for lunch to use it up. I had 2 containers. One got dropped out of the refrigerator and broke everywhere. So I only have 1, but that's okay. I'm eating it up, gathering those fragments.
These aren't fragments. This is another cooked meal that her family didn't like or eat when she cooked it 2 weeks ago. So she ate a bowl and froze the rest. And of course her kids dropped one out of the fridge and broke it. Can't make them eat it when it's in the garbage, right? Jimmy Dean breakfast sausage with garlic, ginger, soy sauce, and sesame seed oil with a wonton. No wonder they slammed it on the ground rather than eat it.
I was just in my room and I'm like, it's just a lot. Like when I just have like household stuff and work to do and editing, that kind of stuff, I'm like, it makes for a long day. And running, that makes for a long day. And then throw school in there, it makes for a longer day. So today I was like, okay, it's going to be busy. I have to get school done. I want to get this thing done. I have to go pick up. I have to run. It's just a lot of extra. And I was like, all right, Lord.
It's a lot for her to do. Household stuff, work, editing, running, and school. It makes for a long day. Then add in having to stick stuff in my new set of drawers. It's stressful. And instead of finding ways to deal with the stress, she adds to it by dragging a camera around with her while she does everything and makes each task that much harder. Dishes and laundry wouldn't take nearly as long if she didn't have to set her shot up from 4 different angles just to get footage of her moldy countertops or dingy dresses to edit for hours into a video that gets 6.6K views. I know some of you are going to heckle and say, well, Squealer, you sat for hours and made a video about Amy only to get 1K views. But I didn't sell my private life or exploit my family to do it. Those AdSense dollars are so much sweeter when you don't have to sell your private life to the world to get them.
I'm gonna get this done no matter what, right? It's like I can stay up late and get it done. And then I was just in my room, I was praying, just doing a silent prayer when I was in there, and I was like, it's okay, I'm gonna make it work. And then I came out, and someone came to our house, and they were like, you know, I'm gonna be in the area, I'd like to be able to pick up, you know, it was for my daughters, pick them up, and then you don't have to go out today. And I was like, that was just a random thing. I was like, they would have never known that I could have used an extra hand picking up today. And I was like, thank you, Lord. That was like a blessing, huge.
Wait, what the heck? Amy prayed because she was so overwhelmed from rearranging her cupboards for the 8th time this month and swimming in that dusty pool that she prayed for help and some random person came and picked her kid up. That is how young girls get taken advantage of and groomed. She literally does not have a job and sits home all day long, but she can't drive her kids places. And didn't she say driving her kids to their stuff was her gift to them until they got their own money and cars? This kind of stuff is why Barb and all the other subscribers who believe Amy are complete idiots. She didn't anchor the drawers to the wall or the 300-pound top to the shelf unit. It's like she's packing it with the heaviest things possible, hoping that it crushes them when they open the drawers. This is why every 17 minutes, someone in the US is hurt by a piece of falling furniture.
So I didn't take a walk. We're going to take Maxine for a walk and get out and take walks. It's sunny. Good to get out and do that when you have those busier days.
Take a walk. Take Maxine for a walk and get out and take a walk. Maybe she thinks if she says take a walk 3 times, it will be like she walked 3 times as far. Amy, your lack of muscle tone reveals all the walking and swimming you don't do. The sun damage to your chest and face tell the truth of the amount of time you spend lounging on the watermelon in your pool. Busy days though, right? When you are a dusty-footed mega mama, you have to stand on the counters to get your cupboards really clean. This is quality footage. She is once again teaching young mamas the wrong way to clean. Please don't climb barefoot onto your counters and stomp around, neighbors. It's not a good look, and it is not safe.
Things I'm gonna set it up and I'm gonna go, that doesn't work, or maybe it'll work. It's how life is, and I'm so thankful. I feel like that's the fun part of homemaking. Like when I first moved in here, if I set it up perfectly, I'm not gonna know how I'm gonna function in my kitchen. I'm not gonna know how things are gonna go. You know, it's like I'm just gonna kind of move things as how we do things. So
how you do things is you use crappy footage of you doing mundane things while you exploit your children's privacy and you sell it to Google for the world to consume as entertainment. Recording yourself changing around your cupboards weekly isn't good content. It's just something that you can slap online for that sweet AdSense money. And it's shocking that you claim you are a busy mama, but hours and hours of multiple days are spent moving things in your kitchen from one place to another. It is an insult to people who actually work and still manage to take care of their families.
that took some time, but it got clean. Dinner, we are gonna do burrito bowls. Very simple. I've got my little piece of meat is already in the slow cooker. It's done and cooked. And I'm gonna rinse these. And I got my little strainer. Remember, I kept my one. So this will be good because right there. Okay, so I came outside because the house is pretty loud in there. So I'm gonna be done for today. I was like, the rest is gonna be, I'm just waiting for the rice to absorb. So I'm gonna put in a little bowl because I'm gonna take some with us. We're gonna put some beef cut up, rice and the beans. We've got lettuce, and we got cheese, and we got queso. Salsa if they want it. And that's dinner tonight, beef burrito bowl.
Her piece of meat must have been the most pathetic looking thing because she didn't even want to show it on her Mega Mama cooking channel. Just another frozen chunk of London broil cooked to hell and back in the slow cooker. No one will eat it, and they'll toss the leftovers into some chili or slopper roll down the road. It's good. It's great. It's delicious.
I had a good working night yesterday where the kids do their homeschool thing. I'm able to sit for a few hours and just work uninterrupted. So
which means she sat in the car while the kids skate so she doesn't have to interact with the other mamas like Jamie.
Strawberries here. That might seem like a lot to some, but using that bag up because that's been in the freezer. And then we have the strawberry sauce. I know, don't normally add this. It's not a required ingredient. But normally what I do is add sugar to this and some juice. And then we blend it up. But I don't want to add sugar because I have this. And I don't want to add juice because I don't have any apple juice. But I'll add a little bit of water to it. So I'm thinking this is just going to use it up. This is going to be a good way to... It's like these are ice cream toppings. We've had these for a while. They're not expired. I bought them, I don't know, a long time ago. And
she bought them to make into smoothies and put on top of her ham. Duh.
we just didn't use them like we thought we would. So this will be a good way. That's simple. And then we also have a few waffles in there, and we can put it over waffles like as a simple strawberry syrup. So that's perfect. That's going to be delicious. So I'm going to get a container. What am I going to use? I got to go see what kind of glass containers I have.
Amy's special strawberry cavity syrup. So gross and weird. That crap is gross on ice cream. It's just corn syrup. I guess the kids don't get enough sweet treats. They have to put straight high fructose corn syrup on their waffles so she can use it up. I bet if they lose their teeth before 18 due to the way she feeds them, she won't help with their dental. They'll just have to work their low-wage jobs toothless because you can't blame your parents for your life forever like she's always saying, right? She has to keep saying that because I'm sure Ashlyn and Colin and Lauren and Evan and Jaden and even Brooklyn have all implied to her over the years that she set them all up for failure.
Bean donuts, very good. If you don't have it made, these, like I've seen the black bean brownies, and they're okay. I mean, they're fine. These are so good. Like
those bean donuts are not healthy. Amy never says that to her followers, and they look like turds.
I had a bigger container of sour cream while I only had half a container. In the soup, I have to add sour cream. I was like, I don't have to, but I'm like, yeah, you need to because that makes the flavor. So I just added a little bit in here.
Sour cream makes the flavor? No. Sour cream may add a little bit of flavor, But does it make the flavor? No. No wonder her kids never like anything she makes. She literally doesn't understand what makes the flavor in any dish she makes. Ever.
What do we got in there? We have peppers. It smells real good. Green chilies, corn, and black beans. So I'm going to add these. Let me see how much is in there. Not everybody uses lima beans. I do. But it's kind of plain looking, so the green doesn't add much pizzazz to it, so I probably will. I'll open this up, and I'm going to drain it and rinse it off because we don't want the chili sauce. So this to me is perfect. They're going to be a little bit more smashed because they're not, you know, like a can of them. They're going to be a little more protected, but that's going to give it a little bit darker color. So you do what you can do. Whatever you're gathering fragments, it doesn't have to look pretty. You're not making this for a party. You're just making it by gathering your pantry. All these foods, everything in my pantry, I did not have to make anything, which is good. Mine's got a lot of liquid in it because I didn't add as many beans as normal. But look at that. Cowboy caviar out of your pantry.
Little bit, lot of liquid. Yeah. Okay. She made cowboy caviar with rinsed off chili beans, lima beans, garbanzo beans, peppers, green chilies, corn, garlic, sugar, and oil with rice and vinegar dressing. Normal people make cowboy caviar with tomatoes, avocados, black beans, black-eyed peas, corn, pepper, and cilantro with oil, lime, and red wine vinaigrette dressing, giving it a southwestern flavor. What flavor does Amy's washed chili bean, rice vinegar, and lima beans give besides yuck?
Make potato bacon chowder, gather it fragments. So I'm going to peel my potatoes.
Of course, she wastes half of the potatoes. Frugal mega mama.
Soup conglomeration for everybody. So I've got the potato soup. Thinking I'll make cheesy broccoli soup because I got good old canned cheddar cheese soup we made. I've got these right here. I've got 2 of those, and I've got a vegetable soup right here to use up as well. So I'm thinking that if I make these today, obviously they're gonna last for the next few days. So that's good. The one from Chick-fil-A is done. Don't have to do anything. I'll just heat it up, which will be nice. And my vegetable soup, again, just have to heat it up. So that, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 soups that we can choose from over the next couple days. We got those tiny little croutons. I'll remember those.
So she has her old soups out. She made them with chicken that was already cooked and frozen previously. She let them sit in the fridge for a few days after she made them. And then when they didn't get eaten up, she froze them. Now she's had them sitting out all day, and she's going to put them back in the fridge for people to eat up over the next few days. First of all, why aren't they already in the refrigerator? Why does this lady have to let things sit around in her hot, muggy house all the time? Second of all, how many days does she think it's safe for these soup conglomerations to sit in the fridge? Hopefully the kids let a few of these soup conglomerations fall out of the fridge and bust into a million pieces like the egg roll in a bowl.
So I'm thinking, let's chop up broccoli and we'll cook that, and then I'll do what I can with what I got and make soup. That's delicious. I've got Alfredo stuffed gnocchi. Would that be good with the broccoli? I'm thinking so. If I don't make the soup super thick, I chop those up and kind of use my recipe as best I can. You gotta do what you gotta do, but I'm thinking the gnocchi is gonna be the hookup. My stir here. So I've got minced onion. Let's add minced onion, you know, dry kind, because you don't want to chop anything up, and that is quite all right. And then I'm gonna add this chicken bouillon. This you're gonna add to make your base. Let's just pour it all together. Let's just mix it all. Lots of bacon. The original recipe has cream of chicken soup in it. That's the way it is. I'm adding, this is a frozen cream of mushroom because I got out of cream of chicken. I think I'm gonna use it for that soup. We're gonna let this come to a boil, all those good things, and a lot of veggies too. So, okay, the soup's gonna be great. So I'm gonna take, because this is gonna be cooking away here, I'm gonna add a little bit of chicken bouillon to this because it's gonna be my base in here. I guess the chicken bouillon over here would make more sense to do the cream of chicken in there, but
who cares? She already did it this way. What is she talking about? It makes more sense. Nothing she does makes sense. Ever.
But I didn't, so that's okay. This mixture is delicious. So add some of that for flavor. I'm adding a thing of cream of chicken because I'm gonna probably try to avoid adding too much milk to this because I don't have a ton. And then the cheese, the big chunk of cheese. So we're gonna do that right there. Add
big chunk of cheese for her big chunky family.
some salt and pepper. And let this do its thing. We should put some, let me get some minced onion too.
Don't cut up any onion. Jeez, just use the minced onion, the dried onion, onion seed, whatever you have.
Because let's go. This is what we're doing. This is how you gather up fragments when you think you don't have food. Like we should have gone shopping 2 weeks ago, right? Like right after Christmas, usually at the end of the month is when we start our shopping, but I haven't even had to go yet, which is good. So
She hasn't had to go to the store. She's been to the store 3 times in the last 3 weeks and spent over $600. She thinks when she spends $500 on the 12th of the month for birthday and Christmas, it isn't grocery shopping. She thinks when she goes to the discount store on the 13th and spends $170, it isn't grocery shopping. She thinks the $70 they spent on the 20th for bread, eggs, milk, and beans isn't grocery shopping. Monthly grocery shopping my foot. Amy just shops whenever and spends whatever because she is not a frugal mega mama trying to save money. She is a false idol that doesn't know what she is doing and has no business trying to teach anyone anything online except how to have a million kids and not take care of any of them properly.
it just helps add a little bit of thickness. Not everybody loves watery soup. I don't. I mean, I don't mind it.
She doesn't mind watery soup because that's literally what the base of her soups are. Water, bouillon, and some cheddar cheese sauce. Amy's witch kettle never fails to nauseate. These soups are some of Amy's most haphazard concoctions, and that is saying a lot. The seasoning is so all over the place, and she makes it differently every time she makes soup. And once again, how could she taste as she goes when she drops in hunks of frozen cream of crap? We all know her cream of crap has unknown amounts of her beloved bouillon. What happens if it's an especially salty one? How would she know? She wouldn't. Therefore, her supposed taste as you go mantra is irrelevant, like most of the things this woman babbles about. Or do you think she licks the frozen lumps as she's cooking to determine saltiness?
I'm thinking, you should put olive oil on these veggies. We're gonna just toss these. That's a lot of salt. Hold on. And pepper. So what I'm thinking is I've got this balsamic glaze. I'm thinking to put some of this with honey. I probably should mix it together, but I'm not going to. That's one more step. So I'm thinking to put this on the veggies.
Because that's one more step, and Amy doesn't do any extra steps, even when things suffer because of it. That's laziness on an epic scale. Amy is the only person in her family that eats these veggies. Why is she putting the honey on it before she bakes it in her oven that she doesn't know how to use so she can burn it up? It doesn't matter to her. She doesn't believe in carcinogens, and she loves food burnt to a crisp. And her kids don't need veggies. They live off of ramen, mac and cheese, bread, and bologna.
So I'm going to cover that like that and then put some honey. I feel like that would be good. Is it going to be? I don't know. Like, no. And then I'm going to add the rest of these peas in here because no one's going to eat these. I love peas.
Why does she buy and make peas if nobody in her family eats them but her?
A huge veggie bowl. Is this going to be for everybody? No, but I feel like you make it for you. That looks delicious. And then I'm going to take this and chop this up real carefully because it's already cooked. It's not going to need a whole lot of anything. It's going to be more smush. Swan would come.
It's going to be more smush.
And we would get like root beer float popsicles. And they were so good, and drumsticks. And they had delicious ice cream. And we would get all their delicious food. And one of the things we used to get from them was stuffed. Well, for one, we got stuffed chicken breasts. The other thing we got was bagel dogs. Pretty sure, again, is an oven. 25 minutes.
Why does Amy use a fake accent when she says numbers and certain catchphrases? Does she wish she had an accent like Fallon on the Moss Family TV? Or is this left over from her hardcore parking lot pimpin' days in high school when she was out perfecting pregnancy at 15?
Okay. So you chop into them and you put them over noodles and it would just release the sauce onto the noodles. I don't know. We had them. I thought it'd be fun to try them for dinner.
This lady gives her kids every processed food you can imagine all the time, but she thinks broccoli and cheese stuffed chicken breasts will be something fun to try for dinner. Why doesn't she stop trying to eat fun stuff all the time and make something that is nutritious for her family? She doesn't have enough time. She doesn't have enough money. She doesn't have a stocked kitchen. Amy thinks her food is the fun, which is why they can't even visit the beach or a ballet for 2 hours without taking her nasty whack food. It's so that her kids can't ask for fast food while they're out and about. Best believe if it was just her and Greg, like on their anniversary, she would bop right into any fast food place and get whatever she wanted. She just doesn't want to spend the money on her kids. She doesn't even want to spend the free gift cards from Barb and Kathy on them.
So this soup is pretty much, I think there's a little chunk in there. Is that a little chunk in there? There's a chunk in there. The only difference is I would probably add more broccoli to this, but I'm going to wait. We're going to add this and see what it tastes like. Dripping everywhere. Why do you do that, Amy? I'll wipe my stove down when I'm finished. But I think that with that gnocchi, it's going to be delicious. I really do.
She thinks it's going to be delicious, but she doesn't know, because just like always, she hasn't tasted it. The huge chunk of canned cheese is still melting in there. She'll eat this witch's brew while the kids eat their normal hot dogs, bologna, mac and cheese, cereal, and ramen. Amy has all those cutesy decorative sprinkles from her viewer, but is using old Christmas sprinkles because she doesn't care about her viewers and never even remembers who sent her what. She's so grateful though. She's grateful for that AdSense money when it comes through, so she slops together whatever she can to film and put out because she has no pride and no shame whatsoever. It's really sad that a child Maddie's age can't make canned crescent rolls properly. I wonder how many of the younger ones will live at home forever, like Amy's brother Jeffy.
I was gonna go and do extra cleaning, but I don't think I want to, so I'm okay.
She's okay. This is a YouTube channel. She can literally do whatever she wants, and she stands here like a child telling us she doesn't want to work anymore. Does she ever? Every single day she's telling us she's tired or sick or just going to do the minimum. Well, Amy, minimum isn't looking so good on your family or your channel. And why do her walls all have huge gouges that are about head level? Maybe a violent fight between her and Gregor and she slammed his head into the wall right there. Or she threw something at his head and luckily he ducked in time and that's where it hit. She couldn't have bought a $650,000 house with all of these holes and such in the wall, could she? So Amy can hang blinds and take care of the kids for 10 months while Greg is MIA, but she needs his help to hang the living room decorations? Okay. She'll do anything to get Greg on this channel so the bakery won't keep saying he's gone. She's always bragging about how she's a barefoot mama and she always has been. And it's just how she is. Well, how she is disgusting. She steps outside on all of the pool chemicals and bug sprays and even goes and drives the kids around barefoot and then stomps around on the furniture with her nasty, dirty feet. And then they lay on this couch. It's good. It's great. It's delicious.
You know, we dealt with sickness the last few weeks. I know last week I wasn't feeling amazing, and I feel like the sickness that I got was the tiredness. And not like full blown, like I have to be in bed exhausted, just like tired.
She does the bare minimum every single day. Why is she always sick and tired? Probably because depression is an actual thing and not something that you pray away. In the world of meth users, tweaking is a thing. It's the term for frantic and compulsive behaviors that tend to surface when you're strung out on meth. Tweaking is an obsession with an activity, any activity, like cleaning or searching through drawers. Crazy how many things Miss Amy and Gregor do that line up with drug abusers.
Dinner. It was okay. It's literally just
delicious.
It was okay. It's like aloha chicken. So it was kind of whatever. You liked it. That's good. I know Dad liked it too. Some kids are like, I don't really like chicken. I'm like, that's okay. It was a filler. They ate some. So I knew I'd have munchies too. So Maddie is going to make a nice little spread of snacks for us tonight. She's going to put together what we got left. So enjoy Maddie's work.
So they had one of her Aloha chicken freezer meals for dinner, but once again, only 2 people liked it. But it was a filler. Who did it fill if they still need to eat more? Why does she lie like that? Something is not a filler if it failed to fill anyone due to its nasty taste. So instead, they're having a charcuterie board, chips and dip, late night snack because inevitably they're still hungry. Just what this family needs. Why doesn't Amy spend more time on the actual dinner so that they don't have to have these types of treats afterwards? This is not frugal or healthy.
I made a delicious spread of food, so we just grabbed a plate. Greg's upstairs working, I'm upstairs working.
Greg's upstairs working at 7:20 p.m., so Greg works at home sometimes. Is his online addictions considered work to Amy, or is Amy just communicating terribly as usual?
So what I did is I went out to my freezer and I looked to see the food that I have left. There's still 14 dinners. There's still like 2 more weeks worth of dinner. For sure, I'm sure I can find some more.
So she still has 2 weeks worth of dinners. What kind of dinner? Like the Aloha chicken that no one likes, or like all of the other processed foods you had this week for dinner? Frozen appetizer foods like pizza bagels, taquitos, chicken bites, pretty much anything in the frozen food section that doesn't require Amy cooking it. Beef patty stroganoff with plenty of bouillon, burrito bowls on the go, box stuffed chicken breasts, and Aloha chicken that no one ate, so they had to make a charcuterie board with chips and dip. Another highly processed week to fill her family with sodium and fat until they pop.
Ready to go shopping today, so I've tried to stretch our food, make things go.
Stretch her food and make things go. What does make things go mean, Amy? And why is she out of food 3 days after telling us that they had at least 2 weeks worth of dinners? Because her kids don't want any of that crap. They need milk for cereal, bread for bologna, and plenty of boxed mac and cheese and ramen to make it through the week.
And just picking up a few things. And I ended up having to run out Saturday and drop Brooklyn. She had a job to do. And so I dropped her off, and then I was like, I was supposed to do hamburgers, and I was going to make hamburger buns because I didn't have any buns. And yes, of course I could have ran and got hamburger buns, but I was like, this is, not going out and spend. Well, then I was like, the day kind of went on and we were busy doing things, and I was like, I don't even feel like doing anything. I said, let's just go get pizza now. Could have went and got pizza and bought it. Would have cost us $70 easily $70 for everybody, and then having leftovers. And then I was like, you know what, let me go to Walmart and I'll get their $4.44 pizzas. And so that's what I did.
Yum. So they had 2 weeks worth of meals in the freezer, and they just spent over $600 3 weeks ago on food, but she went and got Walmart frozen pizza and spent the $70 anyway, because going out to eat would cost her that. That doesn't make it okay. Her kids would be better off eating pizza out at an actual restaurant than eating the cheapest Walmart frozen pizza Amy can get. Always the bare minimum for the kids, but her and Greg will go out anytime. Guess that's what the kids get for not letting her film their childhood for her viewers' entertainment, huh?
Like I said, base my meals off what we have, and then just had to fill in with a few extras. So I'm here at Sam's Club. I've already purchased a few things online at Sam's. I did, I had to renew my membership, which that's like, I get this. It just costs a little bit more, and you're like, okay, that's a little bit more to spend. So we had to buy that. So I bought trash bags. Miracle Whip I couldn't get at, you can't get that in the big jug except here. And then what else?
She just ordered her last gallon jug of Miracle Whip on December 1st. So she's using a gallon of Miracle Whip a month for her family of 8 now. Wow. That means between the 8 of them, they average an extra 1,550 calories each in the month just from Miracle Whip. It only takes about 3,500 calories to equal a pound. So in 2 months, they will each gain a pound just from their Miracle Whip use at this rate. What is crazy is we know that they're not all eating equal amounts. Someone is gaining multiple family members' Miracle Whip pounds. Don't forget about the 3,255 milligrams of sodium and 155 grams of fat that they're ingesting with their Miracle Whip. This lady might actually be the most nefarious homemaker on earth. How long can a 51-year-old man survive on a diet of pure insanity? Don't forget, he eats pounds of cheap bologna on cheap white bread and slams sodas and full sugar Monster energy drinks too. And it is well known that drinking energy drinks daily can lead to an increased risk of heart disease, including irregular heartbeat and high blood pressure. No big deal for Gregor or Amy, though. They have the Lord to see them through. You can't die of a heart attack when the good Lord has so much favor for your mega mama wife, right? Or maybe She has some mortgage life insurance that will pay off their home if Gregor dies before the loan is paid off. That would be a good move for Miss Amy, and Gregor doesn't look like he's putting up a fight as she fills him to the brim with caffeine, sugar, nitrates, sodium, carcinogens, and more. If he doesn't already, he might as well have a drinking or drug problem. He's already getting so much BS in his food at home.
So here is all the groceries.
Of course she buys Maxine kibbles and bits because she doesn't care about her, just like she didn't care about Ruby or the cats or any of the small hamsters and guinea pigs her kids loved, but she got rid of. The main ingredient in this overcooked crap is corn, and of course it has corn syrup in it because Amy is all about buying the cheapest possible calories to feed her family, including fur babies, but has no problem spending top dollar on her Starbucks, Verner's, nail salon trips, and more. Cheap rice, $10 juice for Amy, veggies that'll all get yucky before anything is done with them, apples that no one ever eats, canned chili beans that she uses for everything. How much does she spend on condiments a month? More beans, more fresh stuff to rot. Those will get yucky. Oh, she bought butter finally. Processed. Tons of dairy. Look at all that ice cream. Breads, 5 or 6 pounds of bologna, full sugar soda, a crate of eggs. Overall, a bunch of the same stuff she always buys.
This right here. I wanted something for my countertop to put my phone and my notepad in, but they were so expensive for like a cookbook holder and that, and I thought maybe this wouldn't be too bad. I don't really know. It's like dual toned wood. I'm like, I don't know what was up with that, but I think this is gonna work. I was just looking for inexpensive, but it's gonna be good because look at, I can stick my phone on it and this, and keep this in here, which is good. And then that way, it's not going to get wet.
Too bad she didn't have one of the ones that her son made her in their state-of-the-art wood shop that Gregor effed off. I wonder how many tens of thousands she lost in the sale of all those tools. They took out a $250,000 second mortgage to purchase all of that. You would think Gregor would have stuck around and made it work, even though his sons wanted nothing to do with him or his business. Instead, he ran off to Florida until Amy's mom passed, and the inheritance was too good for him to pass up, especially when he still has 5 kids he would be paying child support for. I bet it's hard for Gregor to go back to work every day when Amy gets to stay home and pretend to homemake all day and still makes more than him.
We had a great walk. That was it's not too bad. It was it was like warmer this morning, and then it got frozen. I feel like when we were shopping, and then going for a walk, it wasn't too bad. So the pool was out of commission for a couple days because we had it rained, and then the cover blew off, and so we just had to recover it. So we need to get something to hold it down. We literally just have bricks on it right here.
Crazy how she leaves it in when she's stuttering for a lie or an excuse. She could have decided on the lie and edited all of that out. So she's finally tired of wasting money heating the pool and letting it escape out into the cool air. Too bad she doesn't even have a cover for this pool that fits. I can't imagine spending $650,000 on a house and not having anything left to make sure I have everything I need. Her house is going to be miserable this summer with faulty AC and a hot, moldy pool.
We did put up this weekend is my wind chimes. I've been waiting for these ever since we moved in.
Wind chimes in a residential neighborhood with houses right next to each other. Her neighbors already have to listen to her kids scream like toddlers until 10 or 11 in the pool. Now they'll have to hear the screaming and the chiming. Yay!
Tater tots in a pan, real simple.
This lady doesn't do anything that isn't real simple. Hamburgers and tater tots for dinner again. Doesn't she get tired of eating out of bags and boxes?
I guess we'll do 2 bags of tater tots, and if we don't get eaten, that's okay. Greg will eat the Guamkis. He likes that. That'll be a good thing. The kids, they don't love it. Nobody likes it. Nobody likes it.
So nobody likes it, but she's going to heat up 3 big containers of it. Then they'll sit in the fridge for a few days. Why can't she thaw and heat them as he eats them so he doesn't have to have 4-day-old Guamkis out of the fridge?
So I thought I've got that huge package of mini hot dogs. I thought I can make a nice batch of mac and cheese. I know I like this. I'll have this too. I just know the kids don't love it. There's gonna be a lot of Guamkis right there. Maybe I should use the other one. I was gonna use the other one, but another slow cooker, I think it's a bit cheaper. I'm like, no, it won't be that much. Let's see.
So many. So Amy and Greg are going to eat an entire crock pot full of sodium. Got it.
And now in the middle of the table, we filled this with sand and we put some shells.
Yuck. Who wants sand and dead carcasses on your dining room table? Amy wastes money on this kind of stuff, but can't afford meat for her kids. Wild. Amy's weekly salad. Eating veggies once a week doesn't mean you eat healthy. Just FYI.
Okay, I've got the pasta bowl over there. I wasn't sure how much of the cilantro to add. I ended up adding the whole thing. So all I have to do right now is just shred the cucumbers real thin. Use this thing. This is great. Why have I not used this all the time before? It's really good.
Because you were too lazy to walk up to the theater room and get it and put it together.
Cheese. My choice, I'm going to get these for the salad too. I thought that would be good. My choice of cheese is going to be nacho cheese, or not nacho, it's cheddar cheese in a can. It looks like nacho cheese. That's why I say that. Cheddar cheese for ours with regular cheese right here. And then milk, and we'll add a little bit of chicken bouillon for yummy flavor, salt and pepper. That'll be good. Probably our garlic. And for Jensen's, I've got his little packet right here. Right here, this one's from Annie's.
That is all Jensen eats, is these packets. Packets of white fake cheese, packets of yellow fake cheese, packets.
I'll put this in there, and then I've got some to dye of this. And then this is, I think it's Chao, C-H-A-O, however you say that. It melts really nice. So I'm just gonna mix that with his milk and put that in here. Then we'll bake these. I've got a package of little smokies because we never even made the little smoky things at Christmas. I'm gonna put probably half of this in a pan. That's gonna go in the oven, and then we're gonna have that for dinner time. It's easy. So let me just add this in here. I'll put milk in here as well for both kinds.
Little Smokies and Amy's cheesy slop is an actual punishment. I know some kids will basically eat anything, but it's crazy that Amy eats this crap as an obese woman who's nearly 50. I couldn't do that to my body.
Okay, it's blowing outside. I just looked over and everything just blew like crazy. I went to go check my trash, make sure it's not blowing anymore. This tastes really good. Adding some spices to it. So I did garlic and onion, a little bit of chicken bouillon, and some chives. So this, I just stopped it from boiling. They're still pretty hard, the noodles. That's okay. Just make sure you add more liquid. So I added more milk to it, and that'll be, it'll definitely be nice. It'll absorb it. So I'm gonna put some more cheese on top because we want this very cheesy, I was told. And then I'm gonna cover it with foil, and I'm gonna bake it at 350. I'll keep checking it. If it absorbs all that milk, add a little bit more and stir it. And same thing for the other one. And then I'll put the cheese on top. We'll take the...
And taste as you go. Amy, stop making mac and cheese this way for your kids. Your kids do not need a pound of cheddar cheese sauce multiple times a week. Just stop.
Hot dogs in the little pan. Just cover those and bake them in the oven. It's easy dinner. It's done, like within a half hour.
She could have made a real dinner in a half hour.
I think someone said they recommend it because I say it's one of those things where you boil them one time and they do fine and they peel amazingly. The next time, who knows what? Kimberly Watt, and she does the same thing. She's like, who knows? Sometimes it works, sometimes they don't. So I don't know. Who knows? I'm sure there's foolproof ways. Maybe it just needs to get cooler here, and since nothing really gets super cold here in Florida, maybe that's why they don't peel well.
So it's either the eggs or the heat in Florida that's making it impossible for her to peel her eggs. No, it's because eggs have a membrane that you have to pay attention to, and Amy doesn't take her time or pay attention to anything. It's why her baked goods are always dense and her food is always trash. Cooking is in the details, and Amy doesn't care about any of the details. Do you think she's regressing mentally, perhaps?
I'll do my best.
It's almost like she doesn't already have 2 videos posted 8 and 9 years ago that she filmed about how to peel a boiled egg.
I don't know, I'm not very good at cracking eggs, but this way is awesome. Okay, so this is what you do. Put an egg inside the cup. And then you shake it. Shake, 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 shake. Okay, then just take the egg out. And then literally look at it. It basically all comes off perfectly. Awesome. Look at that. Seconds.
She even seemed to have cracked the secret when Lauren showed her a quick cup trick so many years ago. Does she refuse to use this trick because it's Lauren's? Or do you think her mental decline has caused her to forget simple things like this?
So those eggs did not peel too bad at all. Look at, some were good. Took Maxine for a walk this morning because it was a little bit cooler, but it's dry out. So we did that this morning already, and then came back and I filmed a bunch of Bibles. So I'm like, okay, it's a good Wednesday already start to my day. I'm like,
Notice she said she filmed a bunch of Bibles because she thinks that you need to watch her read the Bible every day so that you can have a better relationship with God. But she doesn't have to do it every day. She can do 19 days worth in one day because she's a Mega Mama YouTuber and those rules don't apply to her. She has to edit.
Kids have a group that they go to. Greg and I split the duties, and he takes 2 of them and does running. I take 3 of them and do running, and so it's just how we do it.
Gregor can fit 2 kids and himself in a 2-seater car. Dang. I know they don't wear bike helmets or real shoes when they zip around on scooters in the street, but sitting on laps in an old Audi TT 2-seater Roadster is a whole new level of hillbilly. Maybe they peeled back the top and one perched on the other's shoulders. If it's our business how they split up their parenting chores, shouldn't we also get to know how Gregor manages multiple kids in his sports car? Did he get a new dad car as a reward for making it out of rehab?
I usually say, let's go. They start another clip, but we're just going to start right here. Dinner yesterday was really good. We did the mac and cheese and all that with the guamkis. Plenty of guamkis left over. Plenty of mac and cheese left over. I was like, definitely made too much. That's okay. But I was thinking, should we have it for tonight? And I thought, well, instead of doing that, I think I'll save that for lunches, and they can have it for lunches.
They didn't want it for dinner last night. They sure as heck don't want it for dinner tonight. What makes her think they're going to eat it for lunches when they could just have bologna or ramen? Once again, why did she make 3 guamki meals at once? She could have taken out one at a time and enjoyed them. Now Gregor has to scarf them down in a few days or they're going to go bad. Frugal mama, right?
I'm going to do burrito bowls. So next time I probably won't cut it up. I just left it in a big chunk. I love my slow cooker to cook it. It's going to be Old Bay. It's going to be Old Bay because Old Bay is really good. It's got a little bit of, it's Cajun. I don't even know what's in a Cajun. It reminds me of the taco-y mixture. So I feel like that would be a really good thing.
She thinks she's going to make good Mega Mama burrito bowls by throwing a frozen hunk of London broil, one of the toughest and cheapest cuts of meat, into the crock pot for a few hours with some Old Bay on top. Another thing only Amy and the dog will be able to digest.
Slide it over here and put it right here. I was afraid it was going to be too tall, and I'm like, am I going to have to put the mirror up higher? But then as I put it in, I was like, oh, perfect. I do not. So I was super happy with this piece right here. I'm like, this to me looks good. So I'm happy with it.
Another piece of free furniture from a sponsor. She tells you it's great and she loves it and it's so well made, but it's clear to see that this thing she's hawking costs hundreds of dollars and the doors don't even line up nicely. It looks like cheap furniture. Nicely done. Get a house you can't afford and never be able to afford nice furniture to furnish it. She's already had to rebuild the children's beds multiple times because she bought cheap particle board crap. She's filling her whole house with it. It's normal to clean all of the carpet in a 3,000 square foot home with a handheld spot cleaner, especially when you claim to do the minimum every day because you're a super busy, big family, mega mama, online, daily encouragement, sun tanning extraordinaire.
All I do is I'm going to take rice. I'm going to chop up my beef here. That came out of the slow cooker. I'm going to cut it up and divide it among these kind of bowls because this works. And today I'm just pouring in mixed chili beans and the side, that's it, because they like it. It's easy. Instead of worrying about mixing a bunch of kinds together, I have enough of these. And then I've got 5 glass ones, and then I didn't have 6 because we're using them. So I have a regular bowl. I'm going to put mine in there. Greg's going to have guamkis tonight. And then on top of this, they'll put lettuce. They'll do cheese, we have salsa, we have some onion chopped and tomato and queso and put on, and that's it. That's easy dinner. This is a great meal to make right now because everybody's in and out the door like the next couple hours. I'm gone with a few, Greg will have a few, so it just works for everybody to eat without anybody going, what's for dinner? It'll all be made up right now.
Cold beans straight from the can onto the dish. Amy is the only person I've ever seen in my life open a can of beans or veggies and dump them directly onto a plate and serve it to her children. Look how dry the meat looks. Yum.
So my day is going to be finished for the day as far as filming. I didn't succumb to pressure, succumb to people's ideas of getting your house in gear. It looks better. Well, you know what? It'll get there. Eventually, we will get it done. And now I'm like, I like what I have.
Why does Amy talk to her audience like this? Without her viewers, she will not get paid or all the free stuff she gets. She asked for so much advice when she was moving and first got to Florida, and then she says she's glad she didn't succumb to pressure of what others said. She's so rude. If they sent some home goods gift cards, they could give all the advice they want, right, Christian Mega Mama?
And this on every day. This right here, this is what I wanted. Orange. Let's use that. Okay. That is that's it. That's what I wanted for my countertop. That's perfect.
One of Amy's subscribers commented and said, "Surely you have a phone holder that Colin made for you a while back." Amy replied and said, "They had broken during the move." That's a lie. She didn't bring any. They sold everything Colin made, including the wooden USA puzzles. All Colin ever was to her was a way to make more money because he worked unlike his deadbeat dad. This is from Amy's old website for their wood sign business in North Carolina. Colin was in charge of Ridgeline Carvings and did all of the work to make it an actual business. His stands are better than both of the ones she bought, and his had her slogans on them, all for the same price. Amy's such a fool. When Colin left, Amy attempted to help Gregor get it together with the business, but they couldn't because woodwork isn't Amy's gifting and working isn't Gregor's. So they closed that business down. Waste of time and money. Good thing Colin got out when he did. Amy legitimately dislikes Colin and his wife. It's crazy. The only kid she wants less to do with than Colin is Devin.
In the refrigerator, I pulled out my freezer meal, chicken pot pie. So this is the second one, and this is going to go in the oven and bake. It's a little bit smaller, but I find that this one gets all of it gone versus the bigger one. So smaller, and then we have mac and cheese. I'll put in the oven and heat that up, and that will be dinner for tonight. Dinner, we can make dinner. Freezer meals come in handy.
The smaller one gets all of it gone versus the bigger one. Yeah, because her and Gregor can house this entire thing to themselves. So less to waste when the kids have frozen pizza, bologna, and ramen. Plus, who wants an old freezer burnt dinner? She doesn't even make her freezer meals airtight. She just loosely covers them with foil. The purpose of properly packaging is to keep food from drying out and to preserve nutritive value, flavor, texture, and color. Amy doesn't care about any of that as long as it's fast and easy. Adding all that cheese, cranberries, and cashews add nearly 900 calories to that kale. She makes this and eats it all herself, so it's not like this is a healthy meal for her, and it gets way worse when she adds the salad dressing.
I guess it does use like vegetable oil, and I'm like, it's probably not the best. And I saw online you can use yogurt, but I'm like, since I'm just making this, it's better than store-bought for sure, right? Unless you're buying like a healthy version because you're still making it yourself.
Amy legitimately believes that if you make something homemade, that it is intrinsically more healthy than store-bought or prepared foods, even if they use the same or more unhealthy ingredients in the home version.
A cup of sugar. They use dry mustard. I never have dry mustard. I always use real mustard. So I guess we'll just do a little bit. It would be more concentrated, the dry stuff. Oh, wait, this is brand new, isn't it?
Mustard that has water, vinegar, and spices added is real mustard to Amy. Dry mustard is what then? Just more concentrated, according to Miss Amy.
No, it's not. We'll go like that. It's 1 teaspoon, then it's got a teaspoon of salt, and it's got grated onion. We're going to use onion powder because I don't feel like grating an onion. It's so hard.
Grating an onion is so hard for this mega mama homemaker YouTuber vlogger who makes her money showing young mamas how to do things in their home. This is why her food is consistent poppycock.
There we go. Put that in there. And we got to get some salt. And then it's a 1/4 cup of white vinegar and a cup of vegetable oil. Always taste it. It tastes great. It tastes yummy. And then you're supposed to add celery seed or poppy seeds. I do have poppy seeds, so I'm going to add a teaspoon. Now, I guess it's okay to put it in the food processor. It's not like I'm going to grind it up, I don't think. Let me just mix it, kind of. Poppy seed dressing.
This small amount of dressing has over 2,300 calories. If she adds even half of this to that salad, it will become a 2,000 plus calorie meal all by itself, and definitely won't fill her up. That's why you don't use vegetable oil on your salad. You spend more for the good stuff, unless you overspent on your home and now junk food is all you can afford. This is Amy's pretend schooling and interaction with the kids. She thinks this makes her look like they actually do school and like she really parents them. She'd be better off just showing nothing. She actually stopped reading from her phone, mind you, and moved the camera halfway through. So did the kids move, or was there never any kids to begin with? What a good Christian to pretend to do something on camera solely to trick your audience.
Midday coffee. I've only been doing the 1 cup in the morning. This is nice in the afternoon. These I got and froze them. Great ideas.
She has bought over 15 of these in the last 8 weeks. That means that even if she got them for $6 each, she spent nearly $100. No wonder she's always making shorts on how to save money making crappy food. She needs the extra money for her Starbucks addiction. Don't forget, her viewers always send her Starbucks drinks, so this isn't all of it. No wonder she's gaining weight so quickly. Once she finishes those 15 jugs, and we know she'll drink them all because she said they were her favorite treat of life, and she hides them, she'll have ingested an extra 10,350 calories, or about 3 pounds, and over 1,700 grams of sugar, or about 8.5 cups of sugar. No, it's not a great idea to have a full sugar Starbucks drink available 24/7. Obviously, just look at Miss Amy's recent weight gain. She would need to tread water in her pool for over 30 hours to burn off just those extra calories.
So much I do when I'm not filming, like just cleaning and helping the kids deep clean. And so going through, like, some of them, like the younger ones probably never really did too much because, like, the old house, the girls kind of would take care of that. So just a little bit of cleaning.
At the old house, the girls just took care of that. In other words, Lauren and Jaden would take care of that, and now neither one is around, and she has to parent her own children and teach them things.
I got a package here. I'm pretty sure this is my Miracle Whip. Miracle Whip right here. I'll put this in the refrigerator. But this is nice because, actually I'll put it in my cupboard for now. It's cheaper than buying the individual small ones. And it lasts a couple months around here, so it works.
How does Amy lie so easily? She knows darn well that this gallon will not last a few months. She ordered her last gallon on December 1st and got it shortly after. That was only a little over a month ago. And don't be surprised when she orders her next gallon on January 29th, less than 3 weeks later. This lady has a problem. This is not normal to feed your family like this. I know tweakers and alcoholics that feed their families healthier than Amy.
Chicken pot pie, that's all done. I cooked it a little brown. This oven cooks really fast, so the top is a little bit, a little darkened, but it tastes good. Inside is delicious.
Yeah, I bet her kids can't wait to eat her burnt pot pie that's set in the freezer, getting freezer burnt for who knows how long, because Amy never dates anything.
It's good. And then we've got mac and cheese on the bottom. I just heated up the whole thing. That will be dinner tonight. And the other thing I was going to do is popcorn, but I'm like so tired I don't want to do any more work right now, so I might not do any more. If we feel like having popcorn, we can take the machine out and have popcorn tonight. But for now, I think that's it for what I have to do. So I'm thinking I'm going to be done.
Another quick, easy day. I guess the people that say she's inspirational are just as lazy as she is and need tips and tricks on how to do things the worst way imaginable. If you look, Amy has no blood blisters on her hands as of the end of the video on January 11th. She also has no big bruise on her arm.
My morning is going wonderfully. I'm up. Just took Maxine for a walk. She's over there. She's a little stubborn today. Sometimes, she's used to being free in the mountainside, so she just runs wherever she wants. I don't really use leashes that way because I feel like a dog should be free.
No. A dog should be trained and socialized so it can live a happy life with people. If you want a wild dog running free, you need to live in the wild. You're not living in Little House on the Prairie, Amy. You're just being a detriment to your dog, just like you are to your kids.
As today is Friday, for the weekend, I don't know, the last few weekends I feel like I haven't been able, or I didn't do a lot of food, and then we were ran into the mac and cheese and the ramen, and that's fine. That was just the time of my week, but I'd like to make some food, so we have food for the weekend, because I'm trying not to spend extra, all those good things.
So she's trying not to spend extra, but her coffee, Greg's Monster Energy drinks, and name brand sodas, and all of their candy treats cost a lot of money. So that means the kids get slop rolls and soup conglomerations. Her budget cuts are always aimed at the children.
We're gonna go out, hopefully it doesn't rain today. It doesn't look like it's supposed to be warmer. And we are gonna go check out, we've got a brand new library here, brand new state-of-the-art, billion-dollar library, I think. It's supposed to be really great. So we're gonna go check that out.
Amy doesn't misspeak or exaggerate. She's just a liar. $1 billion library, the biggest library in the world, the Library of Congress, isn't even estimated to be worth $1 billion. She just wants her audience and children to think that visiting a library is a big deal. It's not. No one cares, especially her kids, who she pretends to read aloud to. I'm sure those illiterate kids are just itching to get to the new library.
And then go hit a museum today, and then it's up by the ocean, so we thought we'd stop at the beach up there. And then they have a gift card from Miss Barbara from McDonald's, so we've been saving it for a day, and Brooklyn is off work, so I said let's go out for the afternoon.
So the library, a museum, and McDonald's? Wow, this is the most school these kids have done all year. Good thing Miss Barb sent a gift card, or the kids would have to have canned meat and crackers in the car for their big day out. How lucky of Brooklyn to work full-time at 17 and still get to go on homeschool outings and free McDonald's with the crew on her days off.
Breakfast today, whatever they want to grab, there's yogurt. They can make eggs if they want. There is cereal. And then lunch, we're going to eat out today, so I don't have to worry about that. And then dinner, we're going to do nachos. I haven't done nachos in a long time. Simple, easy. We're going to do freezer refried beans, freezer cheese, and I'm going to go roast raw meat. Hamburger, we're going to cook that right now. Heat that up. I'm going to put it in, I think I'm going to put it in the slow cooker, the long one I have with little glass dishes, and keep it warm. I think I'll do that today. And we'll have chips and toppings. It'll be easy. That'll be a nice dinner we haven't had in a long time. So let me get my pants. We're going to hurry up and get done so we can get out the door.
Easy breakfast, the kids can get their own. Easy lunch at Mickey D's. And easy nacho dinner, as usual. She says they haven't had nachos in a long time, but they had Old Bay burrito bowls 2 days ago and last week. She acts like nachos is some big special change for them. It's just burrito bowls with chips. And these people eat 20 bags of chips a month. If it's fast, frozen, and doesn't take any effort, Amy will make it and pretend her kids love it.
And creamy. It doesn't get clumpy. I'm going to put that in another bowl. This one is enough for everybody. This works great to heat this up. So I'm going to put this in here. And then what I'll end up doing is going like this. I know, not the ideal, but this with some tinfoil on it will keep this warm. I know. It's good. It's good. It's good for us.
She thinks saying it's good for them makes it not bad or wrong. No, Amy, this is dangerous. Using a device in an unintended way is not safe. Leaving this in a partially open crock pot puts it in the danger zone and can literally kill your family. It's not good for anyone, even mutants who stomp around in bug spray for fun.
Perfect. This is homemade taco seasoning. I think I like this version better than the last one we made. It was a little bit spicier, so I'm just going to put this in here. And then before we leave, I'll put that in the slow cooker so it can just stay warm for us today. Okay.
At least she used taco seasoning and not Old Bay. But what is she talking about? She'll put it in there when she leaves to keep it warm. She just cooked it. It's warm now. Why would she leave it out to cool and then put it in when she leaves to heat it back up? She's literally trying to keep her meat in the danger zone the max amount of time possible with stunts like these. How can she film herself doing this to her own kids and husband?
What we're going to make this weekend is our ham dinner. This one, did I get this at Sam's? Pretty sure I got this at Sam's.
Gregor doesn't like tomatoes, but she puts them anyways, so it will look pretty.
My timer, I took out one egg and peeled it. It peeled pretty well. So the problem with the water, here, let me show you. In Florida, your water never truly gets cold.
So it's the eggs and the water and the heat in Florida, but never Amy.
This I keep just switching out. I think it's going to work for making it cold for now. Otherwise, I'm going to use up all my ice cubes. I don't want to use up my ice cubes.
She has a freezer that makes ice and has had 3 different ice machines over the last 5 years that she got for free. Maybe if she loves ice so much, she should have kept one instead of selling them all.
So what I put in here, I was wondering, I'm like, is my light on today? It is not on. I need a little bit more light in this kitchen. I'm going to add this a little bit of Miracle Whip that I have right here.
16 ounces of Miracle Whip is not a little bit.
And then I have a whole new container. So we will just put this in. Yes, it uses a lot, but it's delicious and light.
She said delicious and light. Yeah. She used nearly a third of this gallon, plus the 16-ounce container. That is wild, and exactly why her and Gregor both look like they're expecting.
I peeled my eggs and didn't show that at all because I was highly disappointed. Highly disappointed. I'm like, oh my goodness, I used to do it in my pressure cooker, and then I believe the key. I know they say fresh and like more older eggs peel better or whatever, but I remember putting it with like an ice bath, and literally it would get so cold. And it probably didn't. It actually didn't all the time because I remember doing Lauren's little shower thing or whatever, and I had to do eggs, and I totally failed on that. So I guess that's not the case, but I don't know.
She thinks cold water is the key, but when she had freezing cold water, it didn't matter. Just like at Lauren's little shower thing when she couldn't do it right then either. Amy referring to Lauren's wedding shower as her little shower thing or whatever must have given Lauren all the feels when she watched this video. That's how Amy thinks of one of Lauren's biggest days. It's not like she ever cared about Lauren anyhow, encouraging her to marry someone nearly 2 decades older than her. Now she's abandoned in North Carolina with 3 kids at 26, nearly illiterate, having graduated from the Amy Maryon Bare Minimum Learning Academy, no real work history, stuck, just like Amy was with Gregor.
Failure, I feel like. I'm like, oh my goodness. But it wasn't like ice cold. It was colder, but it wasn't like ice, so it's good. It's good. Just keep moving on.
It's good. It wasn't ice cold. It's good. Keep moving on. She can't do an egg because she doesn't take her time. Simple as that. But it's all good to her because she knows she's not willing to invest time into anything for her family.
Cheesy potatoes. These are delicious. We love them. I love that I can make them a dairy-free version, or lactose-free, not a dairy-free, lactose-free version, and we love it. So what I do for mine, I've got 2 bowls here. One I'm going to make for lactose-free, and the other one for us. So I'm going to put in ours, I had to put this in my microwave because it was frozen solid, nacho cheese. Canned, or cheddar cheese, not nacho, canned cheddar cheese. I'm going to put that in mine.
In all seriousness, instead of making a separate Bible channel, Amy should have made a canned cheese channel. Cheesy canned casseroles and chit chat. She could be a spokesperson for this canned ooze. She always says taste as you go, but have we seen her taste this once? Nope, but she sure dumps a lot of crap in here.
Done. Let me just cut them up, mix it up, because tomorrow's going to be one of those days where I'm like, do we really need deviled eggs? Yes, you do. So let's mix those up in a bowl.
No, Amy, you don't need deviled eggs, especially with how much Miracle Whip and crap you put into the cheesy potatoes and pasta salad. She's literally wasting her time.
This is something we used to make all the time before. It's a great, easy way to get, because with popcorn was a real cheap snack, and then we put chocolate on it.
She wasted so much time making popcorn and cleaning out the industrial popper when the kids could use the microwave popper on their own. And then she has the nerve to act as if she accomplished something by popping popcorn and drizzling it with chocolate. So stupid.
So I am finished in my kitchen. I've got enough popcorn, feeling good. Finished in the kitchen. I don't have to do any more food. We'll have the nachos when we get home. The popcorn will be a delicious snack for the weekend. I'm going to go get the kids. They're moving, and we are going to head out the door. So I'll bring you along. I don't know. It might be fun. It looks like rain outside. I'm going to order this for Steven, and she got a golden nugget. Yay. So that's like a rarity. So I don't know. We could sell it on eBay for like $60 if I really wanted to.
If she sells this and her vial of shark teeth, they can make enough to go to McDonald's again without begging online for a gift card.
We did the Cortez Fishing Village. They gave us a map, but it's like, I don't know, I don't think it's a very good label, but you can basically go walking and then see the old brick buildings like in the town. So I was like, I'm not really sure. So we're gonna walk down this little bit of a woods here, and then we're gonna go head over to the beach because we know that will be very nice.
Amy is such a Karen for always shading businesses on her public platform, but still using their services. The map wasn't good enough for this mega mama.
Oh, look, here's shells you can just buy. Pretend I bought them on the beach. That's so funny.
Amy thinks it's so funny that she could purchase a shell and pretend she got it from the beach, just like she said if she wasn't a Christian, she'd steal that man's gas can during the hurricane. What else does Miss Amy fake and steal when the camera isn't watching? What a good influence for her children and her viewers. Just a mega mama YouTuber. What do you expect? Notice how Amy has a little blood blister on her ring finger. Let me know in the comments what you think it's from. Today is the first day it showed up. As you notice, she doesn't have any bruises or anything on her arm at this point.
Oh, today's the garage day.
Garage day.
Yep, garage day. Well, I mean, it's going to be a mixed bag.
Yeah.
Today, Gregor is wearing Aeropostale again, like he's an 11-year-old trying to fit in at his new school. It's also a garage day, so yay! We get to see Amy and Big Gregor finally clean the garage after living there with fish guts on the walls for nearly a year.
So we're out and about today.
Yes, so
Wasn't
that's
gonna
what we're
film
doing.
anything. I was like, okay, no, I won't do anything today.
You weren't gonna?
I wasn't. I the day off, but then I was like, might as well do something.
We have such a big list of things to try to accomplish today.
We'll see how our Saturday goes.
It's a very exciting Saturday for me. One, because I'm not working.
That's good.
And so that's really awesome.
Amy can't move far enough from Gregor's stubby arm, can she? She lives a very uncomfortable life. She can't even relax while sitting next to her own husband.
Our temperature here is, look at glaze and the ham and the ribs, delicious.
Amy's smoker has a giant grease scab along the bottom from neglect. You can't even see the heating elements. No wonder it had to be repaired. Dang, that thing is foul and dangerous. She leaves it unattended in the backyard for hours at a time. This is how unintentional grill and smoker fires burn down houses. I'm sure she'll make this ham hard enough to be mistaken for a rock anyways. Amy never has her children help with physical labor like this, even though she's told us many times that she suffers from sciatica and neck pain. I'm sure her knees are going to thank her for this later. I could never sit around while my mom was out in the heat moving refrigerators and freezers at 50 years old. Her 14-year-old son should be ashamed of himself, and her husband is trash to even allow her to do this sort of stuff. Just like when he had her lifting 80-pound bags of concrete for the driveway and she could barely stand afterwards. Imagine what her body is going to be like at 60 when she treats herself like this on the daily.
Okay, here's dinner. Ham looks delicious.
That ham looks like something, but delicious is not it. They're going to have to break through 4 inches of hard shell to even get meat out of that. And look how dirty her fingernail is. Yum. I hope those kids are still laughing after eating that.
We got these. These got 8 now, most of them. You know, my macaroni salad in a bag. Here's our bread. Looks good. Potatoes, both kinds. Totally forgot to put these in the oven. They're sat right here. They did not go in, so we'll worry about them another day. And baked beans. And that's delicious, easy lunch and dinner.
Why do her canned baked beans always look like this? It looks like all the sauce is burnt off of them and they're hard and plain on top. It's crazy. All she had to do was heat them up.
Dinner, that was delicious. Took a feeding break. Now we're back to scrubbing. Berg's on this side now, scrubbing away.
Oh, yeah.
It's doing good. I got all what I could do on this rack, so we have some room. Every liquid outside is looking pretty full outside here.
Their neighbors must love them. So there's Gregor's little 2-seater Audi TT Roadster that Amy pretends he takes 2 kids in at a time. Yeah, okay, Amy. My guess is that Gregor no longer has his pretend engineer job, so his new job is to run kids around for Amy. So he needs a dad mobile, and his Russian bride mobile has to go the way of the older kids and GTFO.
Yes, the outside world. You have to hire the world's strongest man to put up your hurricane shutters.
What?
That's like heavy. Those
You have to hire what?
the world's strongest man to put up your hurricane shutters.
How? I'm in the same room as you.
Those are like so strong. Like, how
I
do you-
just did it.
Well, you did, but we were saying, could you imagine having to put those
Yeah,
up
you
on your
gotta
house?
hire someone stronger than Greg, for sure.
It's cool, Amy. You think you need a stronger man, but Greg knows he wants a younger woman, preferably online from Russia. She redid these shelves at least 3 different times. No wonder she's always exhausted. It must be tiring doing the same things over and over for no apparent reason other than to stretch your filming time so you can have more to post.
Okay, long working day, but we got a lot organized. We did really good. So this is the kid bike zone. It's like you have exactly 6 inches to put your bike in the garage. Don't go over your line. I feel like we need to paint lines on the garage floor. But this is good because I can get the stuff out, move it. We're doing what we can do.
These two never do anything right. They're going to clean everything up and leave the bikes everywhere. Why not spend $50 and get a bike rack to save space and have the kids be able to put them up and out of the way? Maybe because she knows they wouldn't put them up and she would be stuck doing it like everything else anyways.
It's just hard when you first move. You know,
Trying to find stuff and
it's
stuff.
like, yeah, it's just.
And you can go spend $1 million,
Even
just like you can in the house and to organize everything perfectly, but it's like, okay, what can you do with what you have?
Right.
So that's what we're doing right now.
Gregor was trying to say how hard it is when you move. He would know since he moved twice in the last 2 years, once without his family and once with his family. I bet he wishes he was still without them because he can't get a word in edgewise with Miss Christian Mega Mama Amy Maryon. She just talks right over him. The only important thing is the thing she wants to say.
And then you know what? He's gonna
Exactly.
We're going to find, oh, that's a pain in the butt, or oh, that doesn't work at all, and then we'll work on finding something different.
Yep.
Sounds good, but we cleaned out. We got some pile stuff out.
I think, like you said,
We-
for what we're working with here,
It works.
it looks so much
It's
nicer.
manageable and workable.
Yes. Did you do like a full
No.
full shot of how it looks here?
Amy has to lean on everything because she suffers from back pain. She could do so many things to prevent this, but instead, she doesn't even think about herself in the future. What is she going to do for money when she's too crippled to move around and film? She can't even get her kids to help move things in the garage. No way are they going to help her when she's immobile.
Oh yeah, look at how much nicer that
Is that
looks.
better?
That looks so much nicer just even from out here.
And we finally got rid of the bag of screws that I've been holding on to ever since we moved.
Amy walks like she doesn't know which direction she's going to go, but I'm guessing that's because she's in pain, overweight, doesn't get any exercise, but she still has to do most of the physical labor in the family. Crazy. So this week for dinner, they had frozen hamburger patties and tots, enough frozen guampkis for Gregor for the week, with mini hot dogs and mac and cheese for the rest of the family, Old Bay burrito bowls, a burnt chicken pot pie freezer meal, nachos, and ham dinner. Again.
Those Mondays where you don't feel like getting on fire, but I'm like, I have to. So I got up. Maxine and I, we've been going for a walk every morning, so I took her for a walk this morning. We got our walk in, came back, went upstairs, got a few things done. Now I'm like, okay, let's start our day. So I'm just going to start, get moving.
Why does she pretend she walks every day with Maxine? We can see that neither have lost any weight, gained any muscle tone, and Maxine still doesn't respond to the word walk because they rarely go on walks.
Hand soap for the sink because I have a lot of this hand soap. I bought this stuff at Big Lots for 99 cents a bottle and bought them for all the bathrooms. Well, the girls have their own. The boys still are using theirs up. I just filled theirs back up, and so the other bathrooms, we just don't use them that fast. So I thought, well, let's use them up a little bit so we can get some new scents. Just didn't know. I'm okay, less on the hand soap because I have a whole huge bottles in the closet still that we brought here. So definitely don't have to buy hand soap for a long time. So
They didn't have hand soap in any of the bathrooms or the kitchen until I said they didn't wash their hands. And then she got all that dollar hand soap. And they never used it because they don't wash their hands. So now she's using it to wash dishes and clean up. Makes sense. Amy lies about the stupidest stuff. We can see you never wash your hands, just like we can see the mold on the back of your sink that never gets cleaned. You're a foul little dirty critter. You even use your pool to wash off sand like it's a bathtub after you go to the beach.
the girls are doing an awful lot of traveling, which is fun. They're getting older. It's like fun to be, when you were younger and you got to travel. I didn't because I started out being a mom right away, so we didn't do a lot of traveling, but we do enjoy going doing stuff as a family. The same time of year as when we went to the Great Wolf Lodge and they had so much fun in it.
Amy's life is so miserable and full of half-truths. The family likes to travel, but the only family trip she could think of is when her parents sent her to the water park because Greg abandoned the kids and her for nearly a year. The other traveling, her uneducated teenage daughter flying alone across country to visit her redneck fiance. Gross and sad.
In chores, we just read a couple chapters of our book, and so what I'm going to do is get stuff out for lunch because we're going to need some food. So I have a little bit of ham left here, enough right here. So I'm going to cut up a little bit of it, use some for lunch and use some for dinner. One of the things I'm going to make is ham skillet.
That ham looks like hell.
That's going to be kind of a like grazing counter, and I've got the pasta. I'm going to drain that, and then I'll put it in with the other stuff. That's lunch, and then we can start on our school stuff. very simple. If the liquid with the ham in there is already kind of boiled, so it's nice and hot. It'll just absorb in those noodles, and I just put Parmesan cheese on it. It's delicious. It's something we've had ever since we have leftover ham. So this will be an easy lunch. Right there, ham skillet.
Old dry ham, noodles, and Parmesan cheese, almost the same as the broccoli pasta she makes. Amy feeds her children third world country street food that is designed to be prepared quickly, cheaply, and packs maximum calorie density per serving, fatty carbs, and sugar.
Ham fried rice with pineapple tonight for dinner. That'll use up that ham, which is really good. Gathering fragments. We're using stuff up. Gather those fragments and we're using them up. So what I'm gonna do is go out there and do dinner right now so I can finish up my afternoon. We're definitely gathered up fragments. I found a little bag of ham lunch meat left over in the freezer, so I'm gonna chop that up too.
I think she's gathering fragments up today, neighbors. You know why Amy says the same thing over and over again in every video? I'll say it again, because she doesn't care about her content or her viewers. How could she when she doesn't even care about her own kids and husband? And she's using dry ham and old sandwich meat for fried rice. I bet her kids are gonna munch this down. Yum.
So for the fried rice, I asked the kids and they said they did not want the pineapple mixed in. So I'm going to do it separate. So
They don't want the pineapple. They don't want the fried rice. They don't want any of it.
I just put some brown sugar over here. I think that'll be a really nice addition. I'll have that. Greg will probably have that. And then this, I realize it's taking up the whole pan, so I'm going to just mix a little bit in here, and then I'm going to put some soy sauce, and then I'll probably add a little bit of rice, mix it in, and then I'll end up mixing it in the big bowl over here. And that's going to be it. Easy fried rice. Using up fragments. That'll taste delicious.
Taste as you go, she always says. How can you taste as you go when you add part of the rice and just pour soy sauce over it without measuring like that? You can't, and she doesn't. She just says that because she knows you should, but she can't taste anyways. And that would add another step. She's aiming for fast and easy, not tasty and nutritious. They are not going to eat any of this up. Tons of soggy rice with 3 ounces of old lunch meat and 3 slices of dry ham.
Really folding that in that pan. I just got the big giant mixer bowl and mixed it up, put it in there. So this is good. I'll put it in here. I'll have enough for lunches as well, probably for a couple days, hopefully. But we'll see. Maybe they'll eat it all up. So I'll put this in the cat.
They're not going to eat it all up. It's so much, too.
Take a break. We're going to go for a walk and get our walk in for the day. And then that's it for our Monday. I'm going to focus on some other things around the house that I'm not going to film right now. And it's good. It's a good day. It's a good Monday. Feeling good.
You can clearly see Amy's 2 blood blisters on her hand, and we know they didn't come from cleaning up the garage because they were there before they did the garage. Let me know in the comments how you think she got these. As you can see, she still doesn't have any sign of bruising on this arm, even after cleaning the garage.
Slept in a little bit today, just a little bit. Not like 10 o'clock, more like 7 o'clock sleep in. Got up, took Maxine for a walk. Today was her stubborn day. She went and she literally just sat in the driveway. She didn't want to go, and I'm like, are you seriously not going to go right now? So we stayed in the driveway and she just sniffing. So I let her sniff because she's checking out the area. Then we finally start walking, then she just stops. So I carried her a lot of the way and then she just stopped. I don't think she was tired. I think she just wanted to go a different direction.
Why would Maxine walk when she can get Amy to carry her? She is overweight. She doesn't want to walk around any more than anyone overweight does. Amy doesn't know how to train, teach, or take care of any living thing.
And stuff. So I'm going to use this and some of the strawberry sauce, and we will make smoothies for breakfast. That'll be good, and they can have, I think that's pretty much, we'll have that. Lunch, I was going to do leftovers. I do have fried rice, the ham fried rice, but it's not a favorite of everybody. They like it, but it's not like whatever.
More lies revealed. She's told the audience for years that fried rice is a family favorite. Now, all of a sudden, the kids won't eat it and she needs to make something else. So many lies.
There's a package of buffalo chicken. It's just buffalo shredded chicken. I'm going to heat that up. And then I'm going to put some on a tortilla and put some cheese on it and just kind of make like a quesadilla. I'm going to do those and then cook some tater tots for lunch. I think that's going to be our lunch. I think that's going to be a good lunch. And then dinner tonight is going to be flatbread tacos. That's easy. The flatbread tacos are simple. You just take hamburger.
So quesadillas and tots for lunch and walking tacos for dinner. That's creative homemaking. Also, Amy's using less than a pound of meat for 8 people. That's 2 ounces of meat per person. We know Gregor eats like a horse. Most grown working men and teenagers could easily eat a pound of cooked ground beef. How does this work for her family? I'll tell you how. She lies. Most of the family eats ramen, frozen pizza, mac and cheese, or the like.
I looked and I have pinto and I had the chili beans. So I'm going to actually do 1 can of the chili beans, so it's got the sauce, and 1 of the pinto beans. This right here is just shredded chicken with buffalo sauce.
Why waste a freezer meal for lunch when they have all of that fried rice? What happened to being frugal? Amy is a liar is what happened.
All done. These are great. You don't have to do them like the waffles we just do. Everybody likes them.
These waffle walking taco biscuits have almost 200 calories each. A taco shell has about 60 calories. Why does this lady have to make everything so unhealthy? Because the biscuits are a cheaper way of adding calories than buying and cooking more meat, so the family can get enough calories and the proper nutrients. Amy doesn't care about any of that though, and she never will.
This is good. It's just taco seasoning. So this is it. There's our meat topping. There's our meat topping. It's great. This will go on top of the little waffle things. That part of dinner is done.
She adds all the beans so she doesn't have to use as much meat. Gotta stretch everything that is for the kids, but her and Gregor get exactly what they want daily.
I like gathering fragments and getting creative with things, and so these little tortilla things are going to be great. So it'll be something different because the kids will be expecting the fried rice, which they don't love. I mean, they'll eat it, but it's not like a lovable thing. So these will be really nice.
They'll eat it, but it's not like a lovable thing. That pretty much describes 90% of Amy's meals she makes. Her poor kids. Why does she feel the need to add oil to everything? The tortillas don't need oil if she's using a non-stick pan. The bag of fries don't need oil when she shoves them in her broken Mega Mama oven. She uses oil like bouillon these days. Plus, her kids are going to have at least 2 tortillas for lunch and probably 2 or more of those biscuits for dinner. That's nearly 700 calories in just unhealthy processed flour, oil, and sugar. The kids' 3 main food groups.
This I'm just going to get out. Are we going to have it right now? No, it's going to be for lunch. It says frozen. I'll get them on a cookie sheet. And we'll put those in the oven, and that will be served with our little tortillas. And look at, I used fragments. I gathered them up. Nothing went to waste.
Those tots have been in the fridge since January 8th. 8-day-old leftovers. These things are so old you can't even call them tater tots anymore. These are tater teens. And why has she been making popcorn for 30 plus years and doesn't know that it gets nasty in a plastic bag? She didn't realize that schools, fairs, carnivals, etc. use paper or cardboard. Plus, what kind of titanium gums do these kids have that they can eat so much popcorn?
Sometimes they go through a phase where they eat a ton and then they don't eat many at all. So the mixture that you put down on your waffle is sour cream and ranch powder. This is very, very good. So simple, very easy.
Amy's specialty. Mix process things together. Very easy, super simple.
I will just leave this here so when the kids come down, probably when we start waiting, which is in a few minutes, they will just sip on that.
Those kids have to sleep, aka stay in their rooms until Amy is done doing her morning routine. And then they get to come down, have a super sugary smoothie while they listen to mom read a page of a book and do a random chore, and then school's done for the day and they do whatever they want. They're all just sitting around waiting until they're old enough to hold a full-time minimum wage job just like their siblings. Bleak life for the Maryon clan.
The beautiful thing is I'm finished in my kitchen for the day. I like to, some days I don't mind being in the kitchen for a long time. Some days I just like to get it out of the way, and since we are gathering fragments, using things up, I got to get a little creative with things, which I did today, so they'll be happy with breakfast, lunch, and dinner will be nice.
She doesn't mind being in the kitchen. Yeah, okay. That's why she says every single day that she's doing things the fast, easy, simple way. Even when she does a big freezer making day, she says the entire time how she would rather be out in the pool in the sun. Amy honestly thinks saying something on her video makes it true in real life because she's been getting away with her lies for so many years.
All right, I made it to my afternoon, so this day has been good. We had a good getting things done downstairs. We had lunch. We did our school. Greg came home for lunch date. We were supposed to go to the fair tonight. I don't think that's going to happen with the rain. So the rain might mean that we just stay home today. We will see.
She never had any intention to take them to the fair. No way is this frugal mama going to pay fair prices for food or rides. She would rather make them slop at home and remind them that she bought the house with a pool for their fun. Also, Gregor comes home for lunch now. Sure, he's still employed. This lady forgets that we know her address. Amy lives in a housing development that only has exits onto US 301 and Fort Hamer Road. Both are very busy during school hours, rush hour, and lunchtime. Amy tells us all the time how it takes her 20 plus minutes to get Brooklyn to work most of the time, and her job is only 6 miles away. No way is Gregor working as a design engineer and able to have a lunch hour long enough to drive home through traffic, eat his bologna, and drive back to work in traffic. He's either working from home, in other words, doing nothing and pretending to help Amy with sponsors in the channel, or he's doing gig work like Uber Eats, DoorDash, Amazon Flex, or the like.
So I got stuff downstairs finished up. What I want to do is finish this upstairs. We have replaced our TV stand with this one.
Amy has gotten over $3,700 in free furniture from sponsors since December 1st, and she hasn't told her viewers that even one of them was free. She just lets people assume that she is buying this particle board crap to furnish her $659,000 home. She got the second couch in the theater room for $1,500. That coffee bar was over $155. A sideboard she is using as a shoe rack was about $450. The other sideboard that she gave to Jaden was about $450 also. The coffee table in the theater room was $139. The kitchen cart was $286. And this TV stand was $729. This is not anywhere near how normal homemakers live. And Amy isn't helping anyone with honest reviews. She's just using sponsors and her viewers to furnish that stinky little lizard trap she lives in.
Our TV stand we brought with us, but moving it here, like a lot of my smaller stuff I took apart because we moved, and all that there was, I mean, our whole life was in 2 trucks, a lot of extra weight, not super good. I mean, we had to jam pack it in there. It wasn't like I could take 3 trucks. We did 2, and it was just jammed in there, and so it got broken. And I knew that was going to, and so we used it, and I'm like, okay, let's replace it. So
Amy never makes sense because she's always lying. She is sitting here saying she took it apart because she couldn't fit it in all the trucks, which is not only a lie, but ignorant. One 26-foot U-Haul can hold a 3 to 5 large bedroom home. Amy's home in the mountains was only 3 bedrooms with a basement. She had plenty of room in 2 trucks for everything, especially because she sold so much before she left. Her 3 huge ice machines, for example, she took her furniture apart because she thought it would be safer and wouldn't break as easy. She made that clear in the videos as she took the items apart. And in the comments, for example, Stacy commented on one of her moving videos from 11 months ago and said, "Okay, so I'm trying to understand why you're taking apart the furniture. I understand that the truck only has so much room, but gosh, it seems you're making more work for yourself. Could y'all not get 2 trucks?" And Amy replied, "The furniture we are taking apart is flimsier, not solid wood. I wouldn't want it to get broken." Why would she sit here and lie straight to her viewers? Because it's so easy for her. She is a natural born liar. Also, why the heck did they pay for 2 26-foot trucks just to bring all of that flimsy crap and throw it away and get new stuff? Frugal mega mama decorator extraordinaire showing the world how to live a modest life in a $650,000 home, right? Again, we see Miss Amy's blood blisters that showed up on Friday, January 12th, before they even did the garage. My thoughts on Amy's blood blisters? They line up with Greg's glasses, and an easy way to get a blood blister is to slap someone really hard. And I definitely slapped some loser that was caught looking at Russian brides and rape porn while I struggled to pay the mortgage and taxes alone. Yesterday, Miss Amy didn't have this big bruise. Looks like perhaps her and Gregor have been coming to blows. If she indeed slapped his glasses off of him and got the blood blisters, he probably pushed her back last night when she tried to slap him again and she fell into something, bruising her arm. That's just my thoughts, but we all know she didn't get either one from the garage cleanup. Amy also made this video less than 2 weeks after Intrusive Thoughts released back in the day with the Maryons, where we revealed that as children, Amy and Gregor had solid home lives, with both parents present and gainfully employed, and they attended all the high school functions a teen could dream of. They played all the sports, and even both had kids out of wedlock with other people. It might have been a sore subject for the family, as Amy and Gregor provided none of that for any of their 11 children, and never have. Could you imagine this fake frugal mega mama paying for school uniforms or sports or school dances like her parents did for her?
I'm so thankful. So thankful. I got rid of all of my winter clothes before moving here. That was a mistake. That was a big mistake because it still gets cold here.
Oh no! First the blood blisters, then the bruise, and now the velour mafia tracksuit. She wore this thing for days in a row last winter when Gregor left her and went to Florida. Could this be the beginning of the end for them again? Also, this is a lady who writes school curriculum and sells it to strangers to educate their kids, admitting that she didn't know that it ever got cold in the state of Florida, and she couldn't think to find out anything about the state before she moved.
Maxine and I went for a walk this morning, came back, got my list together of what I have to do.
They didn't go for a walk. You think she went for a walk in her neighborhood in this velour tracksuit, and then she's going to cook in it and do her running in it? Yeah, right.
I thought I'd make a big pot of chili and some cornbread for today, so we'll have that for dinner tonight. We are going to head out today and go do a nice little exploration day.
So they get canned chili concoction with minimal meat for dinner and sweet cornbread, and she's going to take her viewers on another homeschool outing fail. Those types of videos barely get more views than her Saturday sermons, but she's been making more and more. Amy has no idea who she's making videos for other than Google AdSense, and comes off as a false idol, leading Christian women astray day after day. Don't worry, she won't fix anything. She'll just start pumping out more videos to make up for her lost views.
Make a good old-fashioned canned chicken salad because that's easier to take in the car and go.
This lady is nuts, thinking it's easier to take canned chicken salad and crackers in the car to go. Who eats like this in the car? Who eats like this on the beach? Who has this Miracle Whip canned crap in their fridge all the time? Amy Maryon, that's who. I didn't even bother putting a counter on the chicken and Miracle Whip slop because she literally always has some in the fridge in varying stages of putridness.
For now, let's do chili. Chili's easy. I've got my hamburger cooking over here on the stove. I'm gonna let that cook. I pulled out of my refrigerator some onions here. I even took out this little plate of, this was from the flatbread tacos last night. I'm just gonna throw that into my slow cooker. I'm gonna put everything in the slow cooker just to make it easier.
All she's doing is dumping cans and browning ground beef, but she needs to dump it all into a crock pot to make it easier. Does Amy ever not do things the easiest way? And she can't be serious adding this bite of taco meat. Is she really being that frugal with the kids' meat? Dang. She did once rinse off taco meat to repurpose for spaghetti though, so
I think I'm just gonna put all of this in here and we'll mix it up. Put the hamburger in, it's delicious. And just add all these ingredients. Ooh, that was a little toasty. I grabbed it. I'm like, ooh, that's a little hot.
I thought she had those thick, calloused witch hands and feet. She always grabs those stupid pans without handles with her bare hands. She makes sure she puts in plenty of that ranch powder because her family is highly addicted to all of those MSG-containing seasonings. If she isn't using some type of bouillon, she's using some type of dairy to season things.
This will be delicious. So just stir this together, turn it on low. It'll be nice, big pot of chili to come home to today, which will be a good thing. It's always good to have dinner done. Otherwise, you're going to want to go out and get something.
Of course you're going to want to get something when you're out and all your mom will pack is canned chicken and Miracle Whip and stale crackers. She buys 10 boxes at a time. Only Ma and Pa get to go out to eat in this family though, unless Pop Barb sends enough gift cards for the kids all to eat too.
So I better share this recipe. It's going to be 1.5 cups of cornmeal. It's 1.5 cups of flour. And then it's 1 cup of sugar, And then you're gonna add 1.5 teaspoons of salt, 3 teaspoons of baking powder. I'm gonna stir that together. Should add the butter on top, but we're just gonna mix it in. It's gonna work. And
She put an entire cup of sugar in this cornbread she's making.
then I'm gonna crack 2 eggs in here and add 1.5 cups of milk. It's 3 tablespoons of butter melted. Do what you can do. I mixed it. I did a little backwards, but it'll still mix up the same. This will be delicious. I'm gonna bake it in my little oven here. This one I have to be careful. If I put it on the top, it burns, so I'm gonna put it on the bottom and hope it turns out.
For a frugal mama, she isn't very quick. It's been at least 10 months since she started using this oven, and I told her months ago how to use it, and she still can't figure it out. I've seen her in videos misusing the knobs. Amy, you need to go online and read the owner's manual for your stove. I know your reading comprehension is not your gifting though, so just go back and rewatch my videos. I broke it all down for you in one of them.
Breakfast, I think I'm gonna mix this last little bit of pancake mix up and just make pancakes. Piping bags that I use, they were just a little messier, but this is great for this Paul, so that it doesn't, you can reuse it, which is nice. So I'm gonna make a million little tiny ones, and I got lots of sprinkles, so I'm gonna do that.
I bet you she couldn't tell you who gave her that gift, nor does she care. Amy thinks it's part of her job to get gifts from her viewers, even when many are elderly widowed women with dementia on fixed incomes. It's shameful and not at all what God would have wanted when he supposedly spoke to her and told her to record and sell her family's private lives on the internet so she wouldn't have to work a 9-to-5. Also, Autumn used to enjoy making her and her siblings mini pancakes when they first moved to Florida. Amy didn't even know how to make them, but took it over because it's footage, and anything in her house is footage over everything else. Maybe in 3 years, when Autumn is 18, she can start her OnlyFans and take Amy's dedication to constant exploitation for monetary gain to a whole new level.
You have to do this now. You can make big giant ones. Just something fun to have for breakfast. Tiny foods are always better, aren't they?
Amy makes these pancakes at 9:30, but the kids don't get up till 10:30 or 11.
I hear my wind chimes outside. I get my door open. It's done so pretty, so dinner is done.
Those wind chimes are loud as hell. We know she doesn't care about the neighbors. She lets Steven play in the pool until 11 p.m. and he screams like a maniac in every video. I would sell at a loss if these boorish fools moved in next door to me.
We had a car roof carrier for our car. Well, then we moved here and it just got damaged. We need this for traveling because we have such no space and we have all the kids in the back. No space with everything, and it works out really good. I don't have the rack in my car. I don't have a trailer hitch in my car, which is so weird. It's a brand new car. It was brand new when I bought it, but it doesn't have the racks. But you can use these without racks.
I'm just gonna wipe off the mats.
Amy says they need a roof carrier to travel, but hasn't taken the kids on vacation overnight in a year. She got it free from a sponsor, and she needs it if Gregor leaves her again and she has to flee Florida to Michigan like she did last summer when he left her. Also, if you notice the bad blur job Amy did in this video, it is what seems to be the back corner of a vehicle. Why all the secrecy, you may ask? We've seen Amy's car, and Jaden's car, and Lauren's car, and Evan's car, and both of Greg's little 2-seater sports cars. But alas, Amy has a secret in her driveway. Nah, it's not a secret. Just Amy being a deceiver and a false idol. She preaches a frugal lifestyle as she lives in a $659,000 house and drives a 2022 Honda Pilot, and has now gotten her swollen Oompa Loompa of a husband a second car in the last 12 months. That's right. In May of 2023, she told us in a video she was going to return some license plates to the North Carolina DMV because they got a new car. That was Gregor's older 2-seater Audi TT Roadster. She probably purchased the Audi for him as a reunion present from inheritance money from her mom's death in February of 2023, after he had been gone for 8 months. Before he left in September of 2022, he had an older gray BMW, I think it was. Seems now he has a red 2014 Expedition. And once again, Miss Amy is back to her lying ways. Gregor clearly told us they had an Expedition already in February.
What I was going to say is what would really be cool is if we had a couple of those folding electric bikes.
Oh yeah.
To where we could bring, like, you know, the Expedition or whatever, load them down, throw a couple folders in there.
He clearly said you could put the bikes in the Expedition. This was way back in January and February. Why hasn't Miss Amy told her viewers about Gregor's cool old rig? Probably because buying your husband 2 cars in the same year you get your mom's inheritance isn't really a good look, especially when he was nowhere to be seen at her mom's funeral or the 8 months before it.
I think on his truck he's going to do it, and then also on Jaden's friend's car.
So she clearly said on his truck. I wonder why it took her 5 months to tell her viewers.
Everybody, we got sandwiches here. We did have chicken salad that went back in the refrigerator, and there's peanut butter, 2 peanut butters, jelly, both kinds. We got some oranges. Here is some pretzels. I think someone got pickles. And then Miss Barbara, she said, Miss Barbara's keeping my kids happy. She sent us these little things today. She sent Top Pops. So they're like, are they good? They're like taffy, right? They're really good, like taffy. And then she also sent this Alfredo style cheese sauce from Dia. This is awesome. This
Yes, that's all Jensen eats. He needs that.
would be great for Jensen. Will love this because he likes the Dia brand. So it's just the cheese sauce, which is really nice. So that just came, so we're packing up so we can.
So she made the chicken slop for nothing. The kids would rather peanut butter and jelly with pickles instead. Don't worry though, kids. Miss Barb has saved the day with more sugar for your rotting teeth. Who sends someone else's kids so much sugar? When is Miss Barb going to be contributing to their dental fund? Last time, Amy sat at the dentist for 5 hours. Next time, she'll be there for 5 days.
Just hanging out, getting warm. Look how many people. There's so many. Look at him right there.
She took her kids to see manatees, and the water looks almost like the water in her pool. I wonder if Miss Amy had to fight the urge to go lay out in the warm water like the manatee.
Wow, those are really pretty. I don't know if those are real or not. They gotta be, right? Maybe. They seem awful shiny.
She doesn't know if the shells she found on the beach are real or not. Nah, Amy. Some mean-spirited Floridian purchased them and threw them on the beach for non-Floridians to find so they could lurk around and watch you be confused. Sometimes this lady astounds me with her stupidity. And she's got her nearly 12-year-old son right next to her questioning reality too. She's a detriment to society. Those are some fierce blood blisters. Let me know in the comments how you think she got them.
Great day, so we're gonna go head home and have dinner. And maybe some might eat dinner, and then we're gonna head out tonight and go for a fun little evening out. And I get to work for a couple hours, and it's been a good day.
Why does she take them out to do field trips on the same day that they're going to go to skate night? Who wants to be in the car all day eating stinky canned chicken crackers? I wonder if they'll take their cups of canned chili with them to the skating rink, since she's too cheap to buy them anything while they're there.
I told you I'm like a white meat kind of person. I don't ever make like dark meat. I just don't. I don't know. It grosses me out. Why is it? I don't know. It just does. So I have the boneless, skinless chicken thighs here. This is going to go in my slow cooker. I was going to do it on the, oops. The refrigerator has spoken. I was going to put this in the smoker and cook it, but I think that in the slow cooker it'll make them nice and juicy and tender. So this would be, I think I had a lemon pepper packet I put in here with some lemons and a bunch of spices.
So she doesn't like the fattiness of non-white chicken, but instead of grilling these chicken thighs on the smoker to give them a chance of being edible, she's going to throw it in the slow cooker all day. Amy doesn't understand the different forms of cooking and what they'll do to the food. She should just stick to boiling everything like witches are supposed to. This lemon chicken ceviche is going to be horrible after sitting in that crock pot all day.
We'll see. So I'm thinking of this today with, let me bring it over here. We'll do this because we're gathering fragments. This will be something good. I'll put it in a slow cooker. And then I've got stuffing balls. For some reason, they don't like the stuffing as a ball. I have no idea. No idea. I'm like, it's the same thing. So I'm going to smush it and make it into a pan. I bet you they will eat it. So we're going to do that.
Her kids must be really dumb to be tricked into liking those nasty stuffing balls just because she smashes them. Or it's just that she is really dumb to think that it will work. Which one is it? My guess is that they don't like it because she mixed hot box stuffing with cold ground chicken and it turned rancid from sitting in the danger zone too long. And Amy's going to add some cream of crap and other seasonings to try and cover the rancid taste because she doesn't understand food safety and most likely wouldn't ever know if something was bad or not. It's no wonder her kids always have bubble guts.
So we will let them do their thing here. I'm not sure. I have to get over the mental break of the dark meat. I don't know. Weird, I know. So this is just going to cook. That's easy. Slow cooker meal. And then over here is slow cooker lunch. Look at us. Put it in here and turn it on. Turn it.
Slow cooker hell.
Well, we got a few hours. I'll do a little bit of a few hours. Perfect. That's good. You're spinning. That's gonna
When will she ever get a tripod that works?
go good right there. I also put this was, remember the muffins I made? These are apple ones. These are in the freezer still. I don't know if they're good.
She made all those muffins 7 weeks ago. Why is she saying she hopes they're still good when she knows she will leave things in her freezer for years that are already expired and not even think twice about eating them? The truth is, no one likes her nasty, dense muffins. So it's not that she's worried they are rotten, but just too bad for anyone to eat them.
I'll put these out. Maybe we'll eat these as well. The next dish I'm going to do is the stuffing balls. What I'm going to do is smush them into one. Yes.
Best meal she's ever made.
I'm just going to put that in my pan, and I have I'll have to wait till this thaws up for the microwave. Creamy chicken soup, I'm going to put it on top. I probably should mix it in. Do you think it's gooey enough? Maybe I'll mix it with it. Let me go microwave this and get it thawed. I'll put it in there and squish it together. We'll put it in a pan and put it in the oven. Bet you look at eating delicious. You're getting creative with all your things. This is the microwave. I'm just going to put it right here in the bag and smush it around. That's a good way not to have to put it in a bowl. So squeeze it. Don't normally squeeze it. Mix it in a bowl and not put it in the pan.
She said squeeze it. If these kids eat this mushed up mess, they should all just go ahead and be in her videos every day and help her create better content, because there isn't much for them out there in the world if they can be outwitted by this lady's nasty food tricks. These stuffing balls were inedible when she first made them, and now she's trying to pass them off as something else.
We'll make some homemade bread as well. Couldn't find my measuring cup, so I put it in a glass. This is, I can pour it. Okay, what I do is I put my, it's a bread machine recipe.
And she wonders why all of her glasses are missing. Probably because she uses them for stirring up mixtures. Glasses are notoriously thin, and she's clacking around in it with a butter knife. Amy doesn't do anything with the proper tools, even when she has them.
You need 3 cups of flour here. So I can use just regular old flour.
Amy never takes her time, pre-measures, or gets anything ready for the video. She never tries to do anything to make her content easier or more enjoyable to watch. The best we get in Amy Maryon content is something like this, when she bonks her head hard trying to brush through everything.
I'm going to do this one, white cheddar, truffle mac and cheese. Something, again, I bought this, I never did anything with, so it's delicious. We made, the orange one was really good. It didn't make them, ones that couldn't do dairy, did really good with it, but this one, not the case. So I will just, it's very simple. Breads mix this up, and then we'll put it on there, and then I'll have the noodles done, and just cover them. It's good. I went to my kitchen, did my dishes, the house is picked up. So dinner is cooking, doing its thing. I've got the water boiling for the pasta. Once that's done, I'll just mix up the sauce and cover it. It'll be good. That's done. I don't have to worry about breakfast, lunch, or dinner for the rest of the day, which is a good thing. So what I'm going to do, for the kids get moving, we do the floors, I'm going to open this up. This is my bench for my front door. Let's hope it's as good as the pictures.
So mac and cheese again, yay! Also more furniture, $120 free bench from a sponsor. So far she's gotten about $4,000 of free furniture, including the second couch, just in the months of December and January. Normal homemaking mama, right?
So I took some noodles out, and this is just a 4-cheese sauce. This one is the dairy free, so I'm going to put this in here first and stir it and see, do I need to add more noodles to it, or what I have to do.
These kids live off mac and cheese and ramen. She makes this several times a week in different ways, but always with nasty overcooked pasta.
The diet brand is very good. That seems to be the one that tastes more like real, simple mac and cheese in that. So I think this is going to be good right now. This is just like making mac and cheese. Simple, so I'm just going to follow on the side, probably do a little bit more just for good flavor. Finished up our school. We got what we needed to get done. We watched part of Two Brother Dozen, the movies. We watched part of that. We're learning about the country of Mexico. Did our school paperwork, all that good stuff. Greg just came home, had lunch, and
so they watched part of a movie for school and learned about Mexico. Sounds like a good day at high school for her 4 school-age kids. Don't worry, they learn through osmosis when they go on field trips to truck stops and parks. And Gregor managed to come home for lunch again. Then we're going to grab our waters and we're going to go head to DeSoto National Memorial. Okay, we made it to the DeSoto National Memorial. Okay, just so we're clear, she's going to the DeSoto National Memorial. I bet she doesn't like it, and it's a fail.
A little bit raining, so we're going to go see what we can find. at the DeSoto National Memorial Visitor Center.
One more time for all the people who didn't hear the first 50 times. She took her kids to the DeSoto National Memorial Visitor Center because she is a homeschooling mega mama.
Okay, so we were supposed to see hands-on, like, reenactments and stuff, but since it was kind of raining a little bit, they are not doing it because they said their gear gets obviously wet and rusty. That would not be good. So, not bad. We learned a little bit about DeSoto. It's one of those things where it said in the video, you either think of them as a horrible person or you think of them as an explorer. So it's either they came in and they just destroyed, brought disease, took Indians as slaves, did a bunch of stuff, you know, basically destroyed America there, or look at it as him paving the way for other explorers. He was looking for gold, came through and just kept going and going up.
According to the Wikipedia page, in May of 1539, Hernando de Soto and an army of over 600 soldiers landed in the Tampa Bay area. They arrived in 9 ships laden with supplies, 220 horses, a herd of pigs, war dogs, cannons, matchlock muskets, armor, tools, and rations. They were executing the order of King Charles V to sail to La Florida and conquer, populate, and pacify the land. The expedition did not yield the gold and treasure these men sought. Instead, they marched from one village to the next, taking food and enslaving the native peoples to use as guides and porters. Hundreds of people died on this calamitous 4-year, 4,000-mile journey. The DeSoto expedition changed the face of the American Southeast and caused Spain to reevaluate their role in the New World. Sounds like only someone like Amy Maryon would overlook the enslavement and mass murder with a cheery thought like, they paved the way for other explorers so she could buy her little piece of it one day. Why can't we accept and think about Hernando as a villain who enslaved, murdered, and terrorized an entire population of people across over 4,000 miles? Is that too scary for her children's fragile little minds? So she has to pretend that they're hero conquerors, creating a safe place for her family?
So that was, we learned a little history, drove out here. It's kind of chilly, so we stopped at the Dollar General and we got some snacks and some bowls so we can have some snacks when we're driving home. We got out and did something. Is better than nothing.
They got candy and treats, so it wasn't all for nothing. Another impromptu shopping trip for this mega mama. Doesn't she purchase 17 bags of chips at once so they don't have to do this sort of thing? Doesn't she buy 30 pounds of candy at once so they don't have to run to the store every time they want a treat? Doesn't she bake once a week so they aren't running to the store to buy something every time they go out?
We got some snacks. We got bowls. We have your choice of snacks to fill your bowl with. Here's our snacks for the ride home. So not bad. Kind of a rainy day.
Who eats snacks out of a styrofoam bowl in the car? She acts like she cares so much about her car, washing it every other video, but she treats it like a dive bar. Open drinks, glasses, nuts, curry. I wouldn't be surprised if her and Gregor vape in that stinky thing.
There is the chicken there. It looks good. It'll be, like I said, I'm sure it tastes
exactly like it looks. Disgusting. It's swimming in oil because, like I said, who wants chicken thighs cooked like this in the crock pot when you have a smoker right outside your door? And that's not even taking into account how it was prepared and seasoned.
And then I've got our right here roasted and some sweet potatoes, and then we've got our pasta in here and our stuffing, which is going to be great. This is on warm. And then my bread, look at it, stuck to the window, so it popped a hole in the top of it. But this will be really good for dinner tonight.
Dang, she slammed that lid down hard. The veggies were overcooked, the bread disintegrated, and the chicken has no hope. This is going to be a gut-buster dinner for sure.
So the rest of our night is going to consist of editing and being finished. I think, hey, sometimes you win, sometimes you don't. We went, the kids were like, so we drove for an hour and a half for nothing. I said, not nothing, we got some snacks. And that's more than we had at home. They're like, exactly, Mom, look at the positive. So
the positive for the Maryons was cheap, processed, sugary, and salty treats. Imagine if Amy and her kids appreciated all of their privilege, even a little.
Happy Friday morning to you. I hope that your morning is going well. My morning is starting out wonderfully. I've been enjoying the season of sleeping in.
It's the season of sleeping in for Amy because she doesn't have a job or take care of her kids. But remember, she was praying for help with her kids and was so desperate that she let a stranger drive one of her daughters to their activities.
Our dinner last night was not cared for. I rarely make a meal that nobody likes.
More lies. She says she rarely makes food that no one likes. Lies. At least once a month, she literally tells us the family hated something. What about the Aloha chicken or the ham fried rice? She also shows us multiple times a week leftovers that have 1 or 2 servings missing. Why would she think the cut of meat was the problem and not the lemon juices and wing seasoning she indiscriminately added to the chicken and did not taste? She has an aversion to certain parts of meat, but she eats hot dogs, bologna, processed chicken bites, and the like. No, you like beak, feet, toenails, feathers, skin, all of that if you enjoy processed meat, Amy.
And that was one we did not like. We did not like the lemon pepper chicken. Did not like it. And I don't know if it's because of the chicken thighs or what, but no one liked it. That was a fail. Chicken thighs. Okay, there's a lot of fat on them. I understand that's good for it. So is that one of those things you should cut the fat off? I don't know. This will be the dish that I'm like, does anybody like it? We're gonna embrace it. So I bought a packet of lemon pepper mix. I think it's for wings, but it'll have the lemon and all that good stuff in there. So that's in there, and then I'm gonna add paprika to mine. What did my other recipe say? Paprika, it had garlic and onion, so I'll show this in just a second. Garlic.
Throw it in the garbage.
I'm literally just putting it in the bag here. And onion. And then
She literally can record herself doing it, but not show us what she's doing.
Get some, it's wing and seasoning mix, so basically, okay, shake it, it works. Slice these up, squeeze some and put some in there, and then I guess just leave this, and we're gonna be hopeful on this meal, because I have no idea. It's one of those things like, do we love chicken thighs? I just don't like the fatty stuff. Does everybody else? Probably. I just didn't grow up with it, we just don't eat it. I know it's good for you, but it's good. Let me zest a little bit of this.
Why couldn't she just follow a recipe? Why is she making up her own recipe if she doesn't know how to make chicken thighs?
I know, it's not fresh, but there's a lot of juice in there, so that works. So this is just gonna be a lemon pepper chicken thighs. We'll see how that works. Put that in the smoker one day. I'm sure it'll be delicious. Maybe even a new family favorite.
Amy wasn't raised on the fatty thigh of the chicken. She knows it's healthy, but she just didn't like it. That's why she just added whatever seasonings and a ton of fakey lime, because she doesn't care if it tastes good. She just wanted to show her viewers why she doesn't save money by using chicken thighs. Now she can tell them her family doesn't like them just because she doesn't know how to cook them or care to learn.
The truffle noodles, they did not like the flavor of the truffle sauce, which is interesting because I know I made it before and they're like, we really like it. No one liked it, so that was out. And the cottage cheese, no more cottage cheese from Sam's Club.
This lady just got done telling us she never makes something her family doesn't like, but they also don't like the mac and cheese she just made. You would think her kids didn't live 2 to a room, 4 to a bathroom, and eat mostly expired food the way they're expert food critics. They don't like anything from Costco, and now Sam's Club can't get cottage cheese right. Little does this uneducated crew know, excessive salt can damage taste buds and alter taste perception. With all of the bouillon Amy packs into everything she heats up, she has literally broken her family's taste abilities. Sad life for those kids, as this is tied to hypertension. Who will have the first stroke or heart attack in the family? Let me know in the comments if you think Amy has life insurance on everyone.
So that's okay. Like, you know what? We're not a win-win every single meal, but it's good to know I will never buy chicken thighs again. Yay. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
I told you, that was her goal all along. She sabotaged the chicken thighs because touching them grosses her out. And rather than be honest, she just dumped anything in and threw them in the crock pot. Nothing she makes like that tastes good. It's why her children eat mostly ramen and mac and cheese.
I want to sit and do my school with the kids. We're watching the Cheaper by the Dozen movie, so I want to finish that up, the old one, and then get our school papers done and be finished for the day, get a walk in, and just enjoy and get ready for the weekend. So that is my goal, is to quickly get my meals done. Let's see how fast we can go. It's 9 o'clock right now, and that's the time I'm starting. We'll see how it rolls. So.
You know what's crazy? We see what happens when she rushes through cooking. We see the horrible meals she makes and the burnt food and the soggy noodles. It's not funny that she does that same thing with her children's education. She rushes through their education like it's just another box on her list to quickly cross off. Amy is crippling these children's learning forever, and it is not funny or worth anything she gains from selling her life on YouTube.
Your favorite Friday without the infamous bean donuts. I know, roll your eyes, say, whatever. But you know what? We like it, and it's good. I don't feel bad making for my kids. So, Make yourself some bean donuts.
She doesn't feel bad about the donuts because obviously they're healthy because she made them at home. Too bad Amy's donuts have about the same amount of calories as a real donut and more sugar than a plain donut, and they don't taste as good.
Today's gonna be a little experiment day. Hard-boiled eggs. You know that I have this, what is wrong with the hard-boiled eggs not peeling? When I had my pressure cooker, I feel like they peeled a little bit better, but there were times that they didn't peel perfectly. So I can't say, yeah, it works every time, because it doesn't. I don't know.
She's been filming herself do this for over 9 years, and you can sum up her knowledge on the subject as, I don't know. Will she ever know? She saved her family $100 doing that. Nah, she gave her kids cavities doing that because she foolishly uses full sugar everything. She'll end up paying in the long run when her children are having extensive dental work. I guess 5 hours of the dentist last time wasn't long enough.
Jambalaya, it just says add 2 cups of water. That's it.
It's a freezer meal for the weekend, but she's going to make it today so it can sit and build bacteria while the rice gets hard and gross, and it can be double heated up. Why the heck would she want to cook this twice? Or does she expect the kids to eat it cold? And how does that kielbasa taste after being frozen, thawed, cooked, cold, set in the fridge for days, and then heated again?
Simple. I'm going to put this in my pot on my stove here, add water, let it come to a boil, and let it simmer to absorb it, and that's going to be a meal for the weekend.
It didn't look good.
What I'm going to do is tonight is going to be pesto tortellini and spaghetti. I've already got pesto tortellini from the freezer. This is one of our last of the freezer meals. I think I made the other one. Let's put the paper on this paper. I'm just going to let this bake in the oven. That'll be dinner tonight, but
that was frozen tortellini to begin with, but she opened it, tossed in all of the other processed stuff, and poorly covered it to freeze for weeks. I bet that improves the taste.
Everybody can do that, and they like spaghetti. So I said I'd redeem myself after yesterday's flop of a meal. So I'm going to make spaghetti. Easy. Boil the noodles. I've got 2 containers here. I was debating if these were tomato sauce or already seasoned, because I didn't mark them. But that's okay. I was going to make some soup, tomato soup, and so I was going to see if one of those were it. But I've got canned stuff. I don't mind doing that because we'll have to make some more sauce. So I'm just going to put the meatballs.
She never knows what anything in her freezer is.
On the stove to heat up. I'm going to add some garlic, onion, and Italian seasoning, let them heat up, and then I will put them in a big dish pan with the sauce and add some noodles. Easy and delicious.
She wants to redeem herself for a gross meal of acid chicken by making spaghetti with mystery tomatoes and frozen great value meatballs. She really hates her family. Yum, processed meatballs. How many do they get each? 4?
Refrigerator, I had this. This I'm pretty sure is tomato paste. So this will work out. Let's add some water to it. This you can usually tell. It's a lot thicker.
She will never mark her containers. She will never care that much. Period.
So we'll put this in here, add some water, and heat it up. My double chocolate crumble came out of the oven. If it was on the top rack, it would get a little bit browner, but it didn't because it's underneath the donuts. Now this chocolate and peanut butter mixture has melted. Pretty much, I'm going to add 6 cups of Rice Krispie cereal to it, and then we're going to kind of spread it on top of bars and let it cool. It's yummy.
More sweet treats. That's what this family needs.
So you just let that cool, and it'll get hard with time. This is a good thing. So we're keep moving along. Tillamook I bought at the discount store. Probably won't buy a bunch like last time because not everybody loves it. They ate some, but it's just like random chocolate. So I'm going to put...
Looks like someone liked it to me. You bought 1 million containers and this one is almost gone. Why doesn't she just say she has to add ice cream to the smoothies now to get her kids to eat them? She needs to stop adding sugar and add kale.
These in the blender with some of our almond milk, and we're going to make like a chocolate milkshake to have with their snack this morning because I think we just have to use it up.
Wow, she is making enough meatballs for them each to have 4, but a serving size is 6.
Okay, so I tried to mix in that little bowl. Way too small. So I just got the big mixer put in here. I'm going to put it in here and cover it. That's going to be delicious. Easy. Spaghetti, they love it. Greg and Jensen will probably eat most of this for the entire weekend because there's not much jambalaya, so I have a lot of access of this, and I know none of it will go to waste.
She thinks Jensen and Dad are going to eat this rushed tomato paste slop up this weekend. It would take a normal man his entire life to choke down all of that. My guess is they eat the meatballs because meat is hard to come by in this house. Not only does Amy let food fester in the fridge after being thawed for way too long, she doesn't cover her food well when she refrigerates it. These casseroles loosely covered in foil for 3 days in the fridge sound repulsive.
So I'm going to make a grilled cheese here. I'm just going to turn on this middle one. I'm just going to put the butter on here and spread it on to make it easier. This is real fluffy. It's like fluffy. I must have added a little too much baking soda. That's okay. I'm trying to get done because I know we have things to do today. So I'm just going to go like this and put my bread on and make sandwiches.
She's in a hurry as usual to get out in the sun without sunblock, so she made baking soda flavored tomato soup, and most likely she'll burn those grilled cheese. Too bad for those kids. They asked her for this lunch almost a week ago.
I'm throwing the last little bit together just because I want to get done. The sun is out. I just want to get outside in the sunshine. We will. So what I've got over here, this grilled cheese, it takes a while for that thing to heat up.
She's throwing her kids' food together because she just can't wait to get outside. How old is she? 10? Gosh. Also, wow, look at Dish Mountain. Maxine, beware. Imagine killing your dog with a colossal pile of dishes. And her grill takes a while to heat up because she has a cast iron grill on top of another grill that the stove came with. If she takes off her cheap Walmart one and uses the stove's grill properly, it won't take so long or cook so uneven. Imagine cooking in a cast iron pan sitting inside of another cast iron pan on your stovetop. That's what she's doing here.
And then over here I've got water boiling. I'm going to make mac and cheese. I already have the dairy-free in there left over, so I'm not going to make more.
She's making mac and cheese again. They've had mac and cheese twice this week and twice last week, and that's not including all of the leftovers because she makes gigantic pounds of it.
I threw some hot dogs in a pan, put those in the oven so those can cook. I'm going to make my bean donut glaze and then dip them. And I think the only thing I'm doing is a salad, and that I can do while we're doing our school. So I'm just going to come right here and mix this together in here, and then we'll be doing our donuts. Okay, the dishes are all put away, kitchen's getting cleaned up. Last thing is make a thing of mac and cheese. Usually I put it in my pan to bake it, but I'm going to mix it all up first. I'm going to add a container of canned cheddar cheese, because that's what I have. I've got some shredded, some milk, and like a little block of cold wheat in here until it's all warm and melted, and then I'll put it in my casserole dish, put it and cover it, put it in the refrigerator, and then we'll have that with little hot dogs for dinner this weekend.
Those little Smokies are so old that they're going to grow up into full-size sausages soon. They sat in the fridge for days before she froze them the first time, and now they're back to sit in the fridge all weekend. Yummy.
So my food is done for the day. I feel like I was going to make a few more things, but you know, I want to be done because we want to focus.
She wants to be done. She got to get outside. That sun is waiting. She didn't turn this orange from sitting in the house all day, people.
The only thing I was going to make is a salad for tonight, but we are going to be busy this afternoon, and then kids are leaving. They're all going to be gone tonight. I think I have one here. That's it. So I can just whip together a small salad for them. That's no big deal. I can make it this weekend. So for dinner tonight is going to be pesto tortellini and spaghetti meatballs. And for lunch days, sandwiches and soup. I totally thought I shut the sandwiches off. I did not, so they burned. So scrape it off with the butter knife. That worked. So I'll have that for lunch.
Of course she burnt the grilled cheese because she's already told us at least 3 times that she's rushing to get things done. If you rush in the kitchen, your food tastes like the trash that it is. It's too bad her family can't have someone cooking for them that actually cares about their nutrition and well-being. Don't worry though, she's online making videos daily to give other mamas the encouragement to be as lazy and careless with their children as she is. Back in the old days, this kind of foolery would be called what it is, being a false idol and leading people astray by misrepresenting yourself as a messenger of the Lord, when in reality, you're a deceiver just trying to earn a buck the easiest way possible.
And then here is creamy, ooey gooey mac and cheese. So this will be perfect. I'm just kind of making sure it's nice and mixed up. We will have that with these mini hot dogs right here.
Every single time she makes that goop, her kids eat an entire pound of that cheddar cheese sauce. And like I said, they eat this crap multiple times a week, multiple weeks in a row. It's so absurd.
So we'll have the mac and cheese with hot dogs this weekend, and then we also have some dairy-free stuff in the refrigerator, and then I also have sweet potatoes in the refrigerator, and we still have some chicken salad, and we've got those bean donuts, so I just gotta dip those and put those down, and we've got the double chocolate crumbles. So we're gonna have a good meals for the weekend. Like I said, we're in and out with the kids, so I don't have to worry about making anything, but food is done, completed, so we can eat. So now, finishing up, I'm gonna go to school with the kids. We're gonna get that focused on, get some walking in because the sun is out. Can you see that bright sun? It's gonna be a nice day, and enjoy the rest of our evening.
So now she's pretending to walk in the morning with Maxine and in the evening with the kids. Yeah, I'm sure she's walking just as much as she's swimming laps in the pool out back. So this week they had ham fried rice from leftover ham dinner that no one would eat. And boy, did she make a lot. Then they had walking tacos with the waffle biscuits, chili and sweet cornbread, putrid acid ceviche lemon chicken thighs boiled in their own fat in the crock pot all day with mac and cheese and stuffing balls that no one liked, spaghetti and meatballs with not enough meatballs, tomato paste instead of sauce, and pesto tortellini that has been hanging out in the freezer for weeks, improperly stored. Hot dogs and mac and cheese again for dinner because 3 times in the last 10 days or so isn't enough. Got it. And of course, a kielbasa jambalaya freezer meal that she made sure to cook on Friday so it can hang around with a loose covering for 3 days before anyone even touches it. To be continued. That was 3 weeks in the life of the Maryons. Make sure you come back for part 4 coming soon. Have a great day, neighbors, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!